hear that sound, you know what time it is. Day one of the high school football season. We're at Fairfield Stadium. Wayne Warriors taking on the Fairfield Indians in a crosstown matchup in week one of Thursday Night Lights. I'm Andre Johnson, joined by head coach Jim Place, and we talked about that crosstown matchup, coach, and we're going to have a lot of D1 talent on the field tonight.
Andre, it's football season.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't start with a better game than this. Two of the true blue bloods of Ohio high school football. Division I, ranked number 5 in the state preseason, the Wayne Warriors. Ranked number 7, the Fairfield Indians. This is the matchup of the week in the state of Ohio for football. All kinds of Division I talent. 7 or 8 Division I players on both teams. It doesn't get any better than this. We got a beautiful night. It's time to kick it off, Andre.
Absolutely. And when we talk about important parts of the game, you got to talk about the big guys in the trenches. We were over at Wayne yesterday, and they really talked to us about how they want to establish a culture. Emil Wagner was a guy they had last year. He's at Notre Dame playing offensive line right now. They have 2 offensive linemen, one going to Ohio State next season, another going to the University of Cincinnati. It's a big offensive line culture there. They say they want to be the O-line capital of the state. Now, speaking of the state, Tej Joshi, our sideline reporter, just caught up with both coaches. I'm going to send it over to him to see what they're talking about.
Andre, I'm going to start my report with 2 words starting with the letter E. Energy and excitement. That's what I am seeing here. Right now I'm in the back end zone. We're seeing Fairfield warming up behind me. I see so much energy and excitement on all their players' faces. And talk about a sea of red. They are in all red right now, and I got their fan base right behind me in the student section, also in all red. I caught up with the Fairfield defensive coordinator, and he's got a couple cool bullet points for me. Keep an eye on their nose guard, big number 33. He is feeling strong tonight, coming in around 290 pounds, 6'7" into tonight, really good stuff. It is feeling pretty hot, though. I was chatting with some folks over at the Wayne sideline. They're telling me, some of their sports medicine folks are telling me that since it's so hot today, they're keeping a special eye on keeping everybody on their team all ready to everybody to be hydrated. And more details on the weather for tonight's game, we are checking in with meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, it's going to be a great evening for some football. Temperatures are going to be eventually dropping down into the 60s by the evening, but a warm start to the game. We'll start out with temperatures 80s, upper 70s, lots of sunshine expected for us, so looking pretty good. As the sun continues to set, we'll eventually drop back down into the lower 70s, but overall shaping up nicely for some football for this evening.
Oh, yeah, and we will be back right after this break for kickoff. Wayne taking on Fairfield, week 1 of Thursday Night Lights. You are not going to want to miss it. Great rendition of the national anthem by the Fairfield band, and we're going straight into the keys of the game for Wayne. They have to dominate the line of scrimmage. We talked earlier about the offensive linemen and the culture they want to build over at the Wayne program, but most importantly, they have to stop the Jackson twins. Jordan Jackson on offense, Josiah Jackson on defense. For Fairfield, they got to pressure the quarterback, and they got to establish the run with one of those Jackson twins. We're going to get straight to the coin toss.
Here, my visiting team. The all gold side of the coin is heads. The side with the logo is a tail. What would you like to call? Tails. He said tails, correct? Sure. If I drop it, I'm going to do it again, all right? It is a tail. You won the toss. What would you like to do? Defer. Wayne has won the toss and will defer to the second half. You're getting the football, correct? Yes, sir. What end of the field do you want to defend? Put your back to that end of the field. You roll around, put your back to that end of the field. Fairfield will be receiving the football in this direction. Fellas, shake hands. Let's have a good game.
Here we go. Wayne choosing to defer. They want to get on defense first. They're going to kick the ball off to that dangerous Fairfield offense. This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. And here we go, week 1 of the high school football season. A deep kick. Jordan Jackson receiving it. Trying to get to the left sideline. He's got a little bit of space before being tripped up around the 32-yard line. Coach, the Fairfield offense coming out, and tell me a little bit about that offense.
Well, Andre, both teams have a base play. It's the one play that they run so well that they dare you to try and stop it. For the Fairfield Indians, that best play is called the jet read option. Let's see if they call it early in the drive here, and later on I'll explain what the jet read option is. Very powerful play, made popular by Urban Meyer all the way back to his days at Bowling Green.
Absolutely, and they definitely have the personnel to run it. Very athletic quarterback, running back committed to West Virginia as they ready for the first snap of the game. And it's going to be a read option. Talon Fisher, the Fairfield quarterback, keeping it going down at the 34, short loss.
Yeah, they're going to try and establish the running game. Let's see if they run out of the jet formation next.
And this is your starting lineup brought to you by Premier Health. Our care lives here. The big old lineman for Fairfield, and those are the big guys. We talked about establishing the running game early. It's going to come down to those 5 guys right there. And then your playmakers right there on the field. Talon Fisher with the handoff, this time to Jordan Jackson. He's brought down around the 35-yard line.
Hey, offensive line for Fairfield averages 275 yards, 275 pounds.
And these are the big guys that they're going to have to deal with right here, the Wayne defenders. This is a unit that they're about half and half with returning guys compared to guys who they lost last season. That Wayne defense has a tough task ahead of them, but they're looking forward to the challenge, especially when it comes to stopping the running game that we talked about earlier today. As Talon Fisher on third down, quick pass to the outside, a little too high for his wide receiver, Isaiah Glover, and that'll bring up an early 4th and 6. Great stand by the Wayne train.
Wayne comes out and looks strong on defense. They tried to run the ball. Wayne shut him down and forced him into a passing situation. Let's see what Wayne can do on offense. Here you talked about the base play. Wayne's base play is called the inside zone. If they establish the inside zone, everything else works. If you can't get that inside zone going, everything else is in trouble.
Absolutely, and in just a minute, we'll talk about the guy who's going to be running that inside zone. But first, Talon Fisher, the quarterback, staying on the field because he does double duty. He's also their punter. So Talon Fisher looking to boot it deep and put his defenders hopefully in a good situation. Getting the snap, punting that one, a low one, bounces at the 40-yard line, but bounce. It's going to get a great bounce within the 20-yard line. Good starting position, exactly what you want to see if you're the Fairfield Indians.
You know, Andre, there's 2 different philosophies on punt return. Wayne High School had 2 safeties, and they said one of the things that's going to happen is we'll never let the ball roll. You know, extra yardage, the yards after the roll, they just got 2 first downs on that roll. They got to catch the ball. They're back there in double safeties. Coach Mukes, I know he can't like that what happened with the ball rolling like that.
Absolutely. I mean, the ball bounced at the 40 and it wound up on the 16. That's a 24-yard difference. And as we come out on offense, you talked about the inside zone. And on offense for Wayne, it's the running back that you're going to want to watch, Zachariah Williams.
Inside zone.
Getting the ball right there for a short loss. Zachariah, he is a 4-year player, but for the last 3 years, he's been on the defense. He says he's been biding his time as we look at this big offensive line. Starting lineup brought to you by Premier Health. Our care lives here. And we talked about how important it is for Wayne to establish that offensive line. And Zachariah Williams, like I mentioned, the running back, 5'9". He played defense for the first 3 years here at Wayne, biding his time, hoping to get an opportunity at running back, and you see him finally getting that chance as the quarterback drops back, looking over the middle, finding his receiver for a short gain. That'll work. The first completed pass of the game, this one to Kamari Smith from Tyrell Lewis. As we look at the defenders for Fairfield High School, another big unit. And when you look at the defense for Fairfield, it's led by the linebackers. You've got KV Bivens in the middle. He's the smart guy. He's got a really good GPA. He's kind of the quarterback of that defense, and KV is a huge hitter.
Boston nose guard 33, James Thomas, 6'6", 265. He's got 25 Division I offers. He is a mammoth man in there.
3rd and 3. Tyrell Lewis dropping back, scrambling out, looking for anything. Can't find it, so he'll take it himself. And that'll pick up the first down. Tyrell dragged down around the 35-yard line.
He's a playmaker. He's a returning starter. He started as a freshman last year.
Absolutely. And I remember I asked his teammates what's been the biggest difference, and they say he's really matured. You know, as a freshman, some of them kind of come in thinking they know it all, but they say that last year, in a way, humbled Tyrell, and now he's grown up. One of his offensive linemen joked that last year he was a boy, this year he was a man, and that was a grown man play right there on 3rd down to pick up the first down.
Got a Louisville offer already. Division I talent, and a sophomore, he's already got a Louisville offer.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I remember the first time I saw him practice, and you could see the arm, you could see the confidence, and you could see Zachariah finding some space up the middle, cutting it to the outside, pushed out of bounds after a 16-yard gain. That's the running back, Zachariah Williams, who we were telling us about earlier. Very shifty guy at 5'9" back there in the backfield. You see him find the hole, cut left, shake a guy out of his shoes. Great vision by the running back coach.
Yeah, great job. Boy, Wayne looks strong so far here. You know, they're so big up front, 270, although Fairfield up front is 275, 255, and 225. They're huge. These are two of the best teams in the state of Ohio, and they're putting on a show already.
Absolutely, and you got to think they might go right back to Zachariah Williams, feed the hot hand, the snap, receive.
Inside zone.
Another one. Zachariah finding some space to the left. Early contact, but he fought forward for about another 4 yards. And, Coach, earlier we were talking about the quarterback, number 5, Tyrell Lewis. And Tyrell's a guy, when I first saw him at practice, Coach Mukes, he said, I have a freshman competing with a senior. And when you hear that, you think the senior's going to get the spot. But as soon as I saw him throw that ball, the arm talent, the confidence, the ability to read defenses, I said, oh, I understand. I see why this is a battle.
Oh, yeah. Coach Mukes knows a lot about quarterback play. He was a great player, a receiver in high school and college.
Absolutely. As a whistle flags on the field right after the snap, we'll wait for the call from the referees.
Motion against Wayne. You know, the inside.
False start, number 3 of the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
False start on the wide receiver, Taywan Hunter, sophomore.
Coach Mukes doesn't like that. Coach Mukes was a wide receiver. Played at Wayne, played at UC. What's he got, a lollipop in his mouth?
Right. Maybe that's a calming thing for him early in the game. Get some sugar in him, get juiced up.
Yeah.
2nd and 10 now. Lewis dropping back to the outside.
R.J. Mukes.
R.J. Mukes, the coach's son. We were just talking about the coach. There's his son committed to Ball State with the great catch and run all the way down to the 24-yard line. That Wayne offense is moving. Great throw. Hit the outside hand right over the defender from Fairfield. Great moves by Mukes as well.
Yeah, Wayne is looking good. You know, coming into the game, Wayne was really, really confident. I thought that Fairfield was a little more apprehensive. Maybe that confidence is paying off. Here we go with inside zone again. And his outside zone.
This one to the other running back by the Wayne Warriors. Zachariah Williams heading to the bench. Isaiah Thompson coming in for the short gain on 1st down. Thompson heading back to the sidelines, and he's a bigger back. You see Zachariah, I mentioned he's 5'9", but his backup, you got a quick, nice 1-2 punch between 5'10", 170, Isaiah Thompson, a freshman.
Oh, he's going to be a good one. Well, they got talent out there in Huber Heights.
Yeah, 5'10", 170 as a freshman. Give him 3 more years and see what he's doing in this backfield. 2nd and 9 now after the short game. You got to think they'll put the hands back in their sophomore quarterback's hands. Lewis dropping back, scrambling to the right. They're chasing him down, but he's got speed. On the run, low.
Oh, that's got to be a late hit.
Completed to Taiwan Hunter.
Okay. Boy, Lewis is making it all happen. He's the guy driving the engine, and man, does he look good. Remember, he got a Louisville offer already as a sophomore. And he's scrambling, he's making plays, finding his receivers.
And that's so impressive from a young quarterback because you can see he's got a step. He could have kept running to the outside, and a lot of young players may have done that, but he kept his head up, looking for his receiver, found a guy in the middle of the field, and now he picks up the first down. Wayne at the 12-yard line, 1st and 10. A veteran play right there from a young quarterback.
Let's see if they run that zone play again.
Zachariah Williams back in the game in the shotgun. A little bit of motion, and it's the jet sweep around the outside. He's got the edge. No, he doesn't.
Oh, we got a flag.
And a flag on the play. I don't think Fairfield's going to like that one. That one to Destin Ed Ard, the senior wide receiver.
It'll be a block below the waist. I don't know what number it's going to be on, but we'll find out. Block below the waist.
Chop block.
Yep.
Number 66 and 55 of the offense.
2 of them.
That's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Those are the 2. Number 55, Evan Tangsgall, going to University of Cincinnati, 6'5", 290. Joshua Padilla, 6'5", 280, going to Ohio State. The big guys getting a little over-aggressive. On that chop block, that's a hard one to call.
Absolutely.
Chop block. You're reaching for that outside number. And let's see what Lewis can do.
Now you've got
a little breathing room here.
1st and long. Are they going to try to, put the ball in the air, rolling Lewis out. He's going deep to the end zone. R.J. Bukes, but he's intercepted. That pass a little short. It's picked off by Fairfield's defender, and he's still on his feet, running out of bounds finally around the 37-yard line. But there is a flag on the field. Whistles being blown. The moment of truth. After the interception by Deshaun Krim.
It's going to be on Fairfield.
Oh, they're not going to like that.
It's coming back.
Deshaun Krim, ball came straight to him, picked it off, made some nice moves going to the outside. The senior DB, 6'1", 175 pounds.
Holding on the defense. That's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. First down.
Wow.
First down.
The big play by Fairfield wiped away, and Wayne, after that chop block penalty, they're essentially going to move right back to where they were before that 2 plays ago.
Big call there.
When something happens like that, when you have a turnover in your hands and it's overturned, how do you turn around so quickly back to the end zone and kind of recover from that mentally, Coach?
Well, watch number 7, the sophomore tight end, Kamari Smith, 6'5", 200-pound sophomore. Well, they're going to zone play.
Williams with the handoff on the inside, and short guy, but he's got some muscle to him. He carried the defense on his back about 6 yards down to about the 10-yard line.
For those of you not real familiar with what they mean by zone read, the offensive line, they block a zone. In other words, they all step play side, and they just take whatever comes. That big offensive line just gets moving, then the running back can cut anywhere he wants. Zone read. Same play.
They're going to go right back to it. This time, Lewis keeping it. Woo, nice move. Juking inside and falling into the end zone. That's your first touchdown of the game. Tyrell Lewis on the read option keeper.
Wow, what an impressive drive. He even had a penalty in there, and they came back after the penalty and stayed calm and made it happen. Extremely impressive drive by the Wayne Warriors to start the football game.
This touchdown brought to you by the Natos as we take a look at Tyrell Lewis. We talked about him, sophomore quarterback, got his lumps in. He took his lumps as a freshman, but this year he came back. That was a very veteran drive. You can see why Louisville made that offer. As the extra point splits the uprights. We've got a 7-0 game early on in this first quarter.
Let's see how Fairfield responds. That takes a little bit of breath out of you, having him march right down and score that first drive.
Especially when you do get an interception and you get it called back because of the penalty. You see Tyrell there. He's got the chain on in the background with a big W on it. Much deserved as we head to break. Big play, cutting inside by Tyrell Lewis, putting the Wayne train up early, 7-0. We'll be back after a few commercials. We are back at Fairfield Stadium as we take a look at that Fairfield sidelines. The Indians just going down 7-0 after a great 86-yard drive by the Wayne Warriors. Tyrell Lewis looking great, making some really good throws. Ended the drive with a 10-yard touchdown run. Zachariah Williams, the first-year starter at running back after spending so many years on defense, made a lot of good runs on that possession. Wayne's offense looking dangerous. We'll see what Fairfield can do coming off that 3-and-out, Coach.
And we just saw a shot of Coach Jason Proust, the head coach of the Fairfield Indians. He's a veteran. He's not going to panic. He's been there, done it. He's been here 12 years, had tremendous success here at Fairfield. Before that, he was at Stebbins. All you Stebbins Indians fans remember him. At Monroe, he had 2 deep playoff runs. He was the coach of the Middies, went 26-7 with the Middies, featuring Jalen Marshall, went on to play for Ohio State in the pros. Coach Krause, he's a good one. He's a veteran. He's not going to panic. He's not going to let his team panic.
Absolutely not. And I asked him who his mentors were, and he was in a very unique situation as we look at this kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. That coach for Fairfield, he's been a head coach essentially his whole career. He was only an assistant for 3 years.
And he told us, he says, sometimes I regret that. He said, I wish I would have got some experience, but he's done fine. He's an outstanding coach. Hey, how about Jordan Jackson? He's back deep. He's one of the Jackson twins.
On the kicking team.
Wow.
We'll go 5 yards and re-kick.
A rare delay of game call on the kickoff, so Jordan Jackson, he's going to have a little more room to work as we get a look at Roosevelt Mukes with that lollipop in his mouth. Not very happy, I'm sure, after that one. And, Coach, we were talking about Jordan Jackson, the West Virginia commit. He is so dynamic.
Oh, my God. 973 yards rushing last year. He's an all-conference player, committed to West Virginia. He's going to join his twin brother there. Then the Jackson twins, they're dynamic. Let's see, will they kick away from him? I think I kick away from Jackson here. Nope, kicking right to him.
They're going right to him. No, it'll go over his head to his running back.
Here we go.
Scholar Athlete of the Week. Isaiah Glover getting taken down around the 32-yard line as we toss it down to the sidelines. Tage Joshi with his first hit of the season.
Andre, I want to take you back to that Fairfield interception that was called back and the reaction that had on the Fairfield student section. First, you heard them celebrating, then a little deflated, but if you look at them, they are still all standing in the tribe section. They are still pumped. I was chatting with a couple of the fans. They were still fully pumped up and wanting to see their Fairfield do absolutely great. Back to you guys.
Boy, nice move.
Thank you, Tage, as Mike Higgins takes that around the outside, and that's that jet sweep that we were talking about early. They love that set, Coach.
Yeah, that's their base play. Let me explain what the jet read option is. Jet means a wide receiver coming into the formation, and you give him the ball on a sweep just like you saw there. Well, the guy that the quarterback reads, and he reads it. He reads the front side, what's called 5 technique. The 5 technique is the player outside shoulder of the offensive tackle. After this play, I'll talk more about the jet read option.
We could see another one right here on 2nd and 3. Goes in motion again. This time, he'll hand it off to the running back.
They saw something in the press box. So let me continue with that play. So what they're reading is the quarterback's eyes are on the front side 5 technique, the man on the outside shoulder, the offensive tackle. If he widens, they're going to pull the ball and run it inside, either the play side or the back side, depending upon the call. If he sits, they're going to give the ball on the jet sweep. So it's a read to determine whether the front side 5 technique is widening or whether he's sitting. The game of football is pretty simple. It's called in the box. If they have 6 players in the box, which means from the tackles inside, you're going to throw the ball. If they got 5 in the box, you're going to run the ball. They got 5 in the box here. Let's see what Fairfield does.
Another handoff, but Jordan Jackson swallowed behind the line of scrimmage, but we have some laundry on the field. Another yellow flag. That could potentially change this entire drive as it did last drive for Wayne. We'll see what the call is going to be.
It's looking like a face mask. Is that what you were seeing?
Personal foul. Face mask.
Absolutely.
Number 43 of the defense. 15 yards added to the end of the run. First down.
And unfortunately, those are the mistakes you cannot have if you're Wayne. No. You just made a great play on 3rd down. You were going to force them to punt again, most likely. 3 3-and-outs it would have been at the start of the game for that Wayne defense, but yep, he grabs and twists that face mask a little bit as he's taking Jordan Jackson down. And he had help. He had 3 other guys there. He didn't have to do that. And now Fairfield can have potentially some new life.
Let's see if they come back with the jet sweep. They got a little action, that little stuff on 17 to the left here.
Motioning Jordan Jackson.
Empty. Oh, here comes jet sweep. There it is.
This time to the running back, and he's got room.
They got that 5 technique hook, so they're going to give that ball.
Absolutely, and that's who you want in some open space. Jordan Jackson, you mentioned earlier, 973 rushing yards last year. I asked him yesterday, those last 27, were you upset you couldn't get those last 27 to reach an even 1,000? And he said, of course he was. He's looking to hit the big 1,000 this year and even more as he gets ready for that season at West Virginia.
One of the top sprinters in the state. If he gets in the open field, you can start waving bye-bye.
Creative play by coach, because like you said, you need him in open space, so to get him in that empty set.
Wayne's coming with a blitz.
Oh, fumbled snap. Talon Fisher rolling out, making a throw on the run.
Nice play.
Way to improvise right there for Talon Fisher as he finds Mike Figgins for the first down.
Hey, Talon Fisher, he's the quarterback. He's a transfer. He came in the 8th grade. His dad was a coach at Coleraine with Tommy Bolden, who was the head coach at Coleraine. And when Tommy transferred over to Dakota West, Dad says, I'm moving to Fairfield, bringing my boy with me. He's been a 3-year starter. Hey, both these quarterbacks can improvise.
Absolutely.
That's why they both have Division I offers. Colin has Division I offers. He's a big quarterback, 6'1", 210 junior. He's going to be about 225 by the time he goes to college.
And that is not an easy throw to make for a left-handed quarterback, rolling to the right, throwing back left. Talon Fisher getting ready to take the snap. 1st and 10, looks like a miscommunication between he and his receiver. It looked like Talon was looking kind of for that back shoulder. Isaiah Glover was coming over the middle. They're talking it out right now, and that's the communication and the bond that you want to see from your quarterback.
That's a read play. The receiver and the quarterback have 3 reads off the defensive back. If he's up tight, he's going to run a streak. If he's off loose, he's going to pull up and run a 5-yard hitch. If he's in between, he's going to run a slant. And they misread it. Talon read streak, and the receiver read slant. Busted play.
And it's still week 1. Those are kind of the kinks that you're working out going against your first full-speed competition as Fisher drops back, doesn't see anything he likes, so he rolls out, gets to the right side, brought down around that first down marker. Looks like he got it. Talon Fisher, that's a big guy, and I know a lot of people on that defense, when you see 6'3", 210 running at you, that's not necessarily the guy you want to tackle.
That's a mismatch against DBs.
Absolutely. Rolling out to the outside. Did a good job utilizing the pump fake to get the defense looking left as he ran right.
Here we go. Hey, that's student section. We got a packed house tonight, and the student section for Fairfield is really ramped up tonight.
Fairfield has entered the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza. It's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important, and this play is important. Another jet sweep.
Jet read.
This time, Talon keeping it himself, dragged down around the 5-yard line. There goes the mobility of their big star quarterback.
So that's the read play. So he looked at the jet. He read the backside 5 technique. That came down from the press box. The backside 5 technique was squeezing. Off goes Talon around the corner there.
And when you've got an offense like that where you can have so many looks and do so many things, how do you game plan for that as a defensive coordinator?
One thing about Coach Krause, he's sticking with the game plan. That's his base play. Here we go under. We're going to see a little smash mouth football here.
Oh, here we go. Eye form.
Come in. Yeah,
first time we've seen it all game. And they're going to give it right up the gut to the big guy rumbling in there. Haven't seen. There it is. The sign, touchdown.
We'll talk later about Justin Bivens, the middle linebacker. They put him in a goal line situation.
This touchdown brought to you by Donatos. And yeah, he told us yesterday he loves to hit people.
Oh, man.
Apparently that also applies on offense as well as defense. KV Biggins delivering the boom and forcing his way into the end zone. An extra point here could tie it up, but that's not looking like what they're going to do here. The offense staying out there. Very unique formation.
That's called a swinging gate. They line up, see how Wayne does. Wayne adjusted, so they're going to slide in and kick the PAT. But if Wayne hadn't adjusted, they would have thrown the ball out there. Called a swinging gate.
This kick splitting the uprights. That'll be a tie game. Nice kick by Aiden McGuire. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Great job by the Fairfield offense after that 3-and-out on the first possession to bounce back mentally, drive down the field, capitalize off the mistakes by Wayne, and punch it into the end zone. KV Biggins with the strong run. We are tied up at 7 apiece with 1:22 left in the first quarter. We'll be right back after this break. We talked about that student section. They are into the game after their Fairfield Indians just tied this one up at 7 apiece on the tail end of the first quarter. Coach loving it. The students loving it. Great environment here at Fairfield Stadium, Coach.
There's the veteran coach. Oh, he's chewing gum. He's popping bubbles. He's calm. Rosie's calm. Rosie's got a lollipop, and they're taking it easy. Hey, Fairfield has a neat tradition. At 6:15, the doors open, and that coincides with the Fairfield team coming out for warm-ups. Well, when they open, the cheerleaders and about 200 students parade in down the track behind the team, and they sit in the end zone where they're at for the game. Then the entire warm-up, the team and the fans interact with each other with cheers and jumping around and all kinds of things. It is an awesome tradition. You talk about an environment, week one football. This is the game in the state, and it's living up to the hype. Going after each other just like two top 10 teams should be.
Two of the best offenses in the state, two very dangerous defenses. This kickoff is brought to you by Wright and Schulte. The Wayne offense, a quick squib kick down the line, fielded around the 7-yard line. A little bit of space up the middle. Nice circle button spin move as he's brought down around the 45-yard line. What a return right there.
Destin Ard, the
5'9" wide receiver, 145 pounds, but he's quick. The senior from Wayne.
You got to remember, both these teams, 4x1 teams, went to state. When you go to regional finals, you line up, you to the right is Wayne and the left is Fairfield. They've both got a whole lot of guys that can run. Both of them great track programs. Coach Krause is the head track coach. So half the football team runs track. Rosie, of course, promotes track.
Oh, yeah, he definitely showed that track speed there. And here's Zachariah Williams bouncing it to the outside, brought down by a bevy of defenders by Fairfield.
That's that mammoth nose guard, James Thomas, 6'6", 265, 25 Division I offers. He is a man's man. Look at the size of it. You know what? Josh Moprin at the defensive end, 6'3", 255. Emil Rogers, the other one, 6'6", 225. Hey, there are mammoth. This is a high school football game. I mean, there was a time when colleges weren't as big as these guys. Now you go to high school. This is the big-time Division I. This is big guy football.
Right, James Thomas. That's who Tage Joshi, our sideline reporter, that's who he was telling us about before the game. That guy was juiced up. He's excited. He was ready to go out and hit people, and we saw it on that play as Tyrell Lewis drops back on second down, rolling out of the pocket, but he did not see that he was being chased down. The sack, first sack of the season by Matt Humbarger on the Fairfield side.
Hey, you feel a change in Mo? You know, Wayne came out and had it all going. All of a sudden, Mo's changing. Coach Lewis wanted to go home run ball. He had Roosevelt and R.J. Mukes out to the left. He wanted to go streak to him. It was well covered. You know why it was well covered? He's going after Joshua Johnson, the #1 rated cornerback in the state of Ohio, going to Tennessee, or going to West Virginia. Awful hard to get it on him. It's the first quarter. Oh, Rosie's got his lollipop. He's ready to go.
You think he switched lollipops, or you think that's the same one?
He apparently has a whole box of them over there. Yeah.
Then there he is talking to his sophomore quarterback, telling him, I'm sure you can't take a loss like that. Now you're going ahead into 3rd and 21. But you mentioned Josiah Jackson, and he told us, you know, just in case they were able to, we'll talk about this a little after the break as we get to the end of the first quarter. After the sack by Humbarger to end the quarter, Wayne Fairfield tied up at 7 apiece. We'll be back right after this break.
You know, Andre, one of the things I was excited to see, Joshua Johnson, were they going to flip him to go with R.J. Mukes so that we would have the West Virginia commit against the Ball State commit all night? He isn't. Joshua Johnson is staying to Wayne's left side, so look for Wayne to throw right all night long, go away from Joshua.
Absolutely, and Joe, he told us before the game, they say he's the biggest trash talker on the team, and he felt confident that if he did get to match up with Mukes, he could shut him down as that pass tipped at the line. Tyrell Lewis, the incompletion on 3rd and 21. And Wayne's going to have to punt this one. Great defensive stand by Fairfield.
Oh, my gosh. I hope we get a replay on this and watch the nose guard, number 33, James Thomas. He bowled over the top of a 290-pound Wayne offensive lineman. Just destroyed him. Watch the nose guard there.
He was double-teamed.
Look at him. He just blew that whole thing up. That's a football player there.
Oh, yeah, they double-teamed him. He had one guy on the left hand, one guy on the right hand, pushed them both to the side.
Not one guy, one giant.
Right. as the Wayne team is going to have to punt. That one booted deep. Got a nice hold of that one. Wow, bouncing at the 20-yard line, collected at the 16. Wow.
I didn't like that late hit on number 7. Can't do that. Hey, you know what, though? We got Jeff Bailey in this crew. It's a veteran crew. They worked at GMC and they worked GCL down here in Cincinnati. Jeff Bailey's crew, they're a bunch of veteran guys. I coached for 48 years. These guys were reffing about as long as I coached. They've been around a long time, not that long. But I remember when I was coaching in Hamilton and when I was coaching in Chaminade-Julienne, this is one of the top crews in the state. Thursday night, you got 2 Division I top 10 teams. You're going to get the best crew. Jeff Bailey, outstanding. You know what? They let him play. This is big guy football. This isn't, this is big guy division, empty formation.
Speaking of big guy, Talon Fisher in another jet sweep situation. Yep. This time keeping it himself up the middle, rumbling to about the 27-yard line.
You know what? They set up the jet. They got Johnson a couple times on the jet. Now that 5 technique's widening, they're going to start pounding that middle. Urban Meyer is the one that made all the quarterback read stuff go. And, I know he's a little bit of a dirty name in the game of football right now. All of a sudden, everybody turned on him. You got to give Urban Meyer credit. He did a lot of good things, one of which was his offensive system.
And it takes a quarterback with a high IQ to be able to run this system because you have a lot of reads that you have to make in that jet sweep, and you got to make them quick. Yep. As Talon this time hands it off to Jordan Jackson, who stood up. He's not going to go anywhere on that one.
Hey, number 17, Javon Hamons. He's a junior. Last year he had 75 tackles. He was 4th in the GWAC in tackles. He had 4.5 sacks. He has an offer from Central Michigan already. He's only a junior. Javon Hamons. He's their big hit guy.
Looks like enough for the first down for Fairfield as they move those sticks. 1st and 10. Fairfield huddling up, and this offense has been working. It seems like they've kind of got Wayne guessing a little bit on that jet sweep motion.
The big play was the face mask call. You felt it all going Wayne's way, and all of a sudden there's the jet sweep.
Yep. Slipping a little bit, going down for the sack. Great pressure off the edge.
The jet sweep sets everything off. That was going to be a fake jet sweep and then a pass back. Watch they were throwing for the pass on the backside. With the backside receiver coming all the way across the formation, quarterback got tripped up on his own feet. Hey, I'll give you another one to watch out for. Jet sweep, give him the ball, and he's going to flip it to the other receiver on a reverse. Watch for that before the game's over.
That was Juan Cranford under pressure right there, putting the pressure on Talon Fisher. Juan Cranford, also a really good basketball player for that Wayne team. One of their best players, as a matter of fact. And that team made a pretty good playoff run last year as well. As Talon Fisher, 2nd and 16. Dropping back, no jet motion here. Nice. Quick strike down low, checking it down on the outside. Pushed out of bounds around the 50-yard line. That's Justus Fataki, the junior running back, showing a little speed.
What a nice play, a very, very well designed precision play. There he is coming out of the backfield. You know what? When you fake the ball to the running back and then throw it to him, that's really hard because once you fake it to him, the defense forgets about him. That's what they did on that play.
Trenton Lewis for Wayne getting through untouched, but Talon Fisher keeping his calm, dumping it down to his back for the big gain. Fairfield now at the 45-yard line, 1st and 10. Another handoff, this one right up the gut. About 3 yards the gain on that one as we head towards 2nd down.
Trap play. Remember Jordan Jackson. He's the West Virginia commit. His twin brothers on defense. Outstanding young man. 973 yards last year, 3-year starter. I talked to the twins yesterday. Said, you know what? We're each other's own worst critics.
Yep.
When we're on the sideline and my brother comes off, I criticize him. And we want to criticize each other. We want to be the best. Said we are so hard on each other. But boy, we love each other. And we want each other. They're going to West Virginia together.
Yep. Jordan, the vocal one. He's actually the older brother by about 15 minutes as he gets hammered in the backfield.
There's Hammonds, the big hitter. There is Hammonds. Andre, let me talk about the game of football. There's two kinds of football.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on number 17 of the defense.
No wonder he made such a good
5-yard penalty.
That explains it right there. He got a head start.
Junior, top player in the area. But you know what? there's two philosophies of football. One's finesse and one is physical. You got to have some physical guys on your team. You know, the game still has a physical. Boy, I don't see it.
Right, I didn't.
Oh, boy, Jeff.
I don't know about that one. It looked like he went on time to me. Looked like a great play by Javon Hammonds.
They don't miss much. I don't know about that one. I'm talking more about physical play here a little later.
Second and 1 is Fisher dropping back. He was looking deep, but he is never going to get the. I stand corrected. Talon Fisher.
Oh, my gosh, what a run.
Pulling a Houdini. Wow, getting down to the 35-yard line, shaking off two big guys in the backfield. What a play by Talon Fisher.
What a 1-2 punch with Fisher and Jackson.
It looked like they had him holding on to his leg. 16 and 45. He shook them both off. That's
strong.
Juan Cranford thrown down. Wow.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about Talon. His family went on vacation to Florida.
Right.
He flew down for the weekend and flew back on Sunday, so he wouldn't miss any workouts.
That's
that
a guy right
paid
there.
off right there with the strength.
Yep, because there's not a lot of guys who are going to turn down a trip to Miami, Florida. But Talon said, Mom, I got to get to practice. I can't miss.
Yeah, practice ended on Friday. He flew to Florida Sunday night. Mom and Dad flew him back up here. He didn't miss a workout all summer. It just showed there with that strength to break those tackles. You know, these young men playing high school sports today, football, all the sports, young ladies, they are so dedicated. You know, people talk about today's youth. You can't believe how hard these young people are working, especially if you get at this level. You look at those young men on that field there and the volleyball players and the soccer players. You reach this level, you are committed.
Definitely.
Came home from vacation.
In Miami. The beaches in Miami. Oh my goodness.
Girls,
I would have been on the beach, me personally. It's Talon with the quick pass to the hitch on the outside. That'll be his wide receiver, Isaiah Glover. Going up and getting it. Oh, bounce out, actually. Knocked out. Great play by the Wayne DB as he lets him know about it after the play. It's Josh Williams on the breakup. 3rd and 10 now for Fairfield.
Let's see if Wayne brings heat.
I think you have to bring a little bit of pressure.
Here comes the heat. Here comes the heat.
Talon rolling out.
Blowing it up.
Looking
blowing it up.
Oh, he's still on his feet.
He's so strong.
He's doing it again. Looking deep to Isaiah Glover.
Oh, my goodness.
Just out of his reach. Talon, again, making two guys miss in the backfield, launching one to our Scholar Athlete of the Week, just out of his range. Oh, my goodness, that would have been a great play.
Hey, both these quarterbacks are playmakers. It helps Isaiah Glover. He was on that state team that was 4x1 in the 100. They're all football players. A state 4x1 team. You know, some coaches tell their players they only want them to play one sport. That's crazy. These guys are track and football athletes, and they're better at both sports because of it.
Exactly.
Hey, what about a fake here? What about 35-yard line? I don't know, 4th and 10.
Well, when your quarterback's your punter, you always have to watch out for that. I mean, you're at the 35.
Coach Krause, he's a veteran. He's been around.
Number 8 back there, Talon Fisher.
Took the middies to 26 and 7 with Jalen Marshall. Somebody didn't come out first game. Coach Krause is
looked
not
like
happy.
Talon was trying to call timeout, but we see a flag on the field as well.
On the punt team.
No timeout there.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. 4th down.
Now, we've seen some people at higher levels take a delay of game to back them up to kind of buy a little space to punt the ball. Do you think that's potentially what happened there? Or
based upon Coach Krause being extremely upset with the special teams coach, I would say no. He's screaming. You know, watch number 27 when he comes out. I bet he goes down to the 20-yard line and go near Coach Krause.
This time, Talon back there. He's going to punt the ball, a low one, bouncing, and it's going to get back into the end zone. That's a touchback.
Tell you what, that rugby punt, it's hard to catch. The rugby punt, they run, and they kicks it on the run. Very popular. Hard to coach, hard to do.
Great drive by the Fairfield Indians, but it's halted at the 35. An even better defensive stand by the Wayne Warriors. Midway through the second quarter here at Fairfield Stadium. We'll be back right after this break.
We are back. The score is 7-all at Wayne versus Fairfield. One thing that I want to point out that's a really cool tidbit. Both bands right now are off getting ready for their halftime shows. Both bands here have the same fight song. That's the Washington and Lee Swing. That's something that happens quite commonly across both college and high school football. Just a cool tidbit. Back to you guys up in the broadcast booth.
The same fight song, so maybe we'll see them both play it and see if it'll be a battle of who can do it better.
Hey, the Fairfield band, what a show. 250 strong. Before the game, they did Script Indian.
Wow.
So like we got Script Ohio, Script Indian, a tuba player comes out and dots the I. The place goes crazy. Wayne band, about 200 strong. You know what? These are great schools with kids doing activities. Kids, I call them kids, young men, young ladies. But I love that Script Indian. It was so cool. If you can't ever get out to a Fairmont game, watch Script Bird. It's awesome also. Hey, there are so many good things happening in our schools. So many good things. And when football is back, schools are back. COVID, I hope's in the rear window. Loving tonight.
Definitely.
Loving being here.
Great tradition here at Fairfield. We can feel it day one as Tyrell Lewis drops back on the first play of the drive, firing a rocket on the right side. Great throw by Lewis to his guy, R.J. Mutes.
Easiest read in the world. The outside receiver runs a curl. The inside receiver runs an out. You read the underneath coverage. Throw it to the man to read the strong safety.
Absolutely. And, you know, we talked about tradition. One phrase they have at Wayne that Coach Mutes tells them as Zachariah Williams takes the handle to the outside, gets 8 yards. Coach Mutes tells his team tradition doesn't graduate. What that means is they had a tight end that's at Alabama right now.
Yes.
They have an offensive lineman that's at Notre Dame right now.
Yes.
But no matter who leaves this program, the one constant that they have in that locker room is tradition. It's up to each and every one of these guys to carry that tradition and make it stronger for the next generation. And that's what this team is carrying on their backs right now. That's a quick pass around the outside.
Excellent block on the outside by the big sophomore, Kamari Smith. He's Ohio State, Notre Dame material, 6'5", 210 pounds, and runs like a deer. Look for him to go to the big time. He's only a sophomore.
Tewan Hunter taking the little screen pass. Like you said, great block. He gets up the field, picks up the first down.
Big-time players are making big-time games in this one.
Wayne taking the snap around the Fairfield logo at midfield. Pressure around the outside. Tyrell throwing it as he's getting dragged down.
Wait a minute.
Flags down.
I think we want to flag both ways.
Do you want to see when your quarterback's getting dragged down like that, do you want to see him just kind of throw it like that? Because that could potentially be a dangerous pass.
Yeah, that's a tough call. You know, he's just trying to make plays. You hate to take the playmaking out of a playmaker.
Right, exactly.
You know, when you got those great athletes, one thing you don't want to do is hold them back. What do we got? We got offsetting penalties? I think we got grounding and we got face masks.
Personal foul, face mask, number 5 of the defense. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, first down.
So no grounding, just the face mask. And,
okay.
You know, I heard the popular Carolina Panthers quarterback, Cam Newton, he said back in the day, I'm a lion, but I don't want my coaches to turn me into a house cat.
That's right.
So what that means is you can't take that dog out of an athlete. You know, they have, when you've got certain things you can't teach, you want to keep that in them. You don't want to coach it out of them.
Coach Krause is saying, what about grounding? Coach is saying, was it grounding?
He's got a point.
Yeah.
He's got a point because there was nobody in that general vicinity.
Well, I tell you, big plays, big plays.
The ball on the other 45 now for Wayne. 1st and 10 after the face mask penalty. You see Tyrell Lewis there.
That penalty will be enforced from the previous spot. First down.
The refs making a quick correction there, so that'll move them up even further.
Boy, you can't beat the yellow flag. The yellow flag is undefeated. Look at that, 15 yards.
So from the 50 basically to the 35-yard line.
Here's the freshman running back. They're going to give it to him. If they put him in the game, he's getting the ball.
Yeah, there's the big guy. You know he's rumbling right up the middle if he gets it.
R.J. Mutes.
Quick drop back. R.J. Mutes passed behind him a little bit. Looked like a little bit of a miscommunication between Mutes and Lewis.
Got a soft corner over there. Hey, you notice they're not throwing over here to the left against number 7, Josiah Johnson, the West Virginia commit.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I don't blame him because that guy is a playmaker.
Oh, yeah. The one time they went against him, he ate it up.
Lewis back there, sophomore quarterback. He's had a great game so far in this first half. Dropping back,
good.
Looking deep. There's this guy, Mills. Oh, right through his hands. Oh, he's going to want that one back. Perfect pass from Tyrell Lewis. And that one cost him 7. Mutes is going to have to get that one out of his head real quick and bounce back because it's still 3rd down.
Hey, let me talk about RJ and his dad, Rosie. RJ told me, he said, Coach Pace, I've been on the sidelines since here we go with the streak again. Look at that protection by that right tackle Padilla.
There's the arm talent by Tyrell Lewis, walking it to him.
Oh.
Might have got caught up in the sun a little bit, but it went right through his hands.
That sun is just setting over our heads, and it's blaring into the sideline over there.
Ukes on the opposite sideline, and as a quarterback, you might want to give it right back to your guy after a drop like that, but Lewis rolling to his left, pressure bearing down, and he's just going to have to take the L on that play.
You know, I was talking about RJ and his dad. RJ said, Coach Pace, I've been on the sidelines since I was 2 years old. He said, I love Wayne football, everything about Wayne football. He said, no, I'm a senior. He said, you know how special this is for me to be on the sidelines since I was 2 years old, and now to be a senior on my way to Ball State, following in my dad's footsteps as an All-Ohio receiver.
Right, and you know, one thing that we talked to him about, a lot of times, a lot of people think being the coach's son means you have it easier. But when you're the coach's son, and you know this because you coached your son, a lot of times you get coached harder than anybody else on the team.
Very often. You know, I tell you what, though, as long as you're not the quarterback. There's Rosie. He's got that. Is that a lollipop?
That's got to be a different lollipop.
Yeah. I think that young man standing behind him might be the lollipop guy. He gave him a fresh lollipop. Whoa. There's
hammered right there at the 15-yard line. Big hit right there by big number 42, Gideon Crossman. The senior making a heavy hit.
I'll tell you, the first contact there when you have 42, he had a big hit. Watch this.
Yeah, that's a hit stick right there, as they call it in Madden.
Nice hit.
Wrapped him up, fundamental hit. Didn't leave with the crown of his head. That's how you teach it right there.
Absolutely. Oh, they're all pumped up.
Yeah,
you're a special teams player. When you get your chances, you got to take advantage of them.
They love that on the Wayne sideline.
Yeah. Hey, I saw number 20. That's Caleb Burke coming in. He's a firefighting student. And he's under Coach Joe Meyer. Joe Meyer, former district fire chief, teaching fire instruction out there at Joint Vocational. He said this young man is going to be a great future firefighter. Good job, Joey Meyer, teaching that fire program. And Caleb Burke, we're looking forward to you serving our community as a firefighter.
Fairfield backed up on the 15-yard line. More jet sweep action as Talon Fisher keeps it up the middle and rumbles down to the 20-yard line. And we've seen both teams back-to-back. Fairfield with a good drive that halted around the 35. Same situation for Wayne. Good drive, halts around the 35-yard line. So both of these offenses are moving.
Did you happen to notice 17 in the replay there, that the second that jet sweep came, he was flying to the outside. That means the quarterback's going to run it either play side or backside with some kind of option read there.
Yeah, because if you're the wide receiver running that jet, you got to sell it. You know, you can't jog on that route.
Nice pickup of 5 yards.
Fisher dropping back again. No jet sweep action here. He's going to try to keep it up the middle, tripped up. He'll go down at the 18-yard line. Good play right there by Wayne, number 43, the big linebacker.
Cage Wick, 5'9", 180 senior. He's all over the place. He's the middle guy on that middle linebacker. There he is. He loves Wayne football.
Now you've got 3rd and 6. Wayne trying to make a stand deep in Fairfield territory.
Taking Jordan Jackson out of the ballgame, putting in a whole bunch of receivers.
I would expect that jet sweep look again.
Yeah.
Maybe a pass off of it this time. Collins kept it up the middle himself the last couple times. This time he's just going to roll to his left. That's a strong side. Completing the pass on the sideline. That'll be good enough for the first down. Great catch by Isaiah Glovers. Yep.
Receiver goes 12, back to 10. See him back to 10. Timing pattern. Quarterback is taught you throw that ball when the receiver's back is still turned to you, and when the receiver comes out of there, that ball should hit him wide in the arms. Real nice play. Hard to do sprinting to your left. Most quarterbacks like going to the right. You got to get your shoulders completely turned around when you're going to the left.
That's the advantage of Talon being a lefty. He can do the things that most can't. Running right up the middle into it with Justice Fataki. And, you know, we saw Isaiah Glovers. You talked about the route he just run, the catch he just made. That guy has a 3.998 GPA.
He's going to play football somewhere.
Absolutely. One of the smartest players in the entire state.
He's going to play football somewhere in college.
As we take a look at Gage Wig. We just saw him make that sack a couple plays ago, making the tackle right there. The middle linebacker, quarterback of the defense, he is all over the place right now. 2nd and 5, another empty backfield for Fairfield. Talon looking at the screen, but he's going to keep it himself up the middle. Run over a tackler all the way down to the 40-yard line. Looking like it'll be another first down.
In a replay, what happens is the receiver steps back and he reads the outside linebacker. If the outside linebacker is flying out to cover the quick pass, he's going to run it up in there where the linebacker came from. Everything is read anymore. I mean, you're a quarterback now. You've got to be able to read and use your head. Both these quarterbacks, dual threats, also with their minds also.
Right, and we talked about Jordan Jackson, the running back for Fairfield, and how he led the team in rushing, but it was actually Talon Fisher that led the team in carries as he rolls out to the right, bounces it back to the left, and he's got nothing but open space in front of him as he turns on the jets. Finally goes out of bounds around the 18-yard line. That's why he led his team in carries last year.
He's so strong. Just such strong play.
And Wayne can bring him down. That's the 3rd time tonight we've seen 2 guys have his hand on him, and somehow he manages to wiggle out of it. Wow.
Yep.
Stiff arming number 52, bouncing it around to the outside, and they're going to have a tough time catching Talon Fisher in open space.
He says, Mom and Dad, that's why I came back from vacation.
Exactly. That's the workout. That's the gym right there. Fairfield entering the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza. It's a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. An important play right here. Ball on the 16 for Fairfield. 3 minutes left in the game. Inside handoff. Picking up about 8 yards right there. A strong run by the junior running back. 5'11", 195 pounds.
I think Fairfield's going to run the ball here and eat some clock. They don't want to give the ball back to Wayne with too much clock left. I look for 2 more straight runs here, get a first down. Just keep running it.
Right, get it within that 2-minute mark. Make Wayne, if they're going to get the ball back, have to move and really hustle.
You get 8 on first down. Jason Krause is the offensive coordinator. He calls his own plays.
Wayne coming to the line. 2nd and 3. Clock tick, tick, tick in just under 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Talon giving the ball up the middle again.
Read option.
To Justice Pataki. We haven't seen Jordan Jackson in a while. Pataki's been giving us some really strong runs, though.
They're going to come back with a keep here. See the way the defensive end close? Look at the quarterback wide open.
Yep.
I guarantee you, 33, the big nose guard's coming in the game. What do you think's going to happen here?
You think he could get the ball in his hands?
No, he's coming back out.
Oh.
No, Coach Krause wants to talk to him. You know what he tells him? Blow somebody up. You just look for the first white jersey and blow it up. There he is.
Officials, time for a measurement.
They're going to bring out the chain gang on this one.
6'6", 265, Thomas. They got KV Bivens in the game, the middle linebacker.
We saw KV get the ball on that touchdown run late in the first quarter. As we look at the chain gang, trying to see if it's a first. Wow. 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 You heard of 3rd in inches? That's 3rd in centimeters. Maybe 3rd in millimeters. That is as close to a first down as you could possibly get without getting it. As Big 33 goes back in the game, there's James Thomas.
Here's the beef. Here's the beef. Bivens, Thomas, those defensive guys. Wayne's going to bring some heat. Defense coordinator for Wayne's Chris Boyd. Came up from Florida with Coach Minnan and has been a fixture in Wayne football ever since. Went with him to the state championship game. Chris Boyd's been around the D.C. Oh, stack eye. Oh, no, he's a tight end.
You talked about physical football. You talked about having the big guys.
End over. Oh.
QB keeper. They had very short distance to get. So they just said, let Talon keep it. We talked about physical football, and this part of the field is when the boys have to turn into men.
That's an interesting play. They put 4 men to the right, so everything says that's called a wham formation. 4 men on the right, just 2 on the left. Everybody thinks he's going to the right. The quarterback just ran a quick quarterback sneak over to the left, running behind the big old James Thomas.
Now, is that something he reads, or is that something that the quarterback has the freedom to say, I'm going to go left here?
I think that was called from the box.
There it is.
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they read it, but I think it's called from the box.
So now you've got first and goal at the 5-yard line.
Coach is going to take a timeout here. He's going to talk to his quarterback. Let it run down. 4, 3, 2, timeout.
Yep. And you mentioned they want to wind that clock. They want to put Wayne in a position that if they can score, the Warriors are going to not have a lot of time to go down the field and do the same.
You know, I got to be honest, after that first Wayne drive, what were you thinking? I was thinking blowout.
I was thinking it might get ugly, but it was that it's crazy how quick momentum can turn. It was that one penalty by Wayne. They had their second 3 and out in a row secured. The one penalty sends it all the way Fairfield error.
Yeah, instead of punting, they're moving down to get their score, tie ball game.
Exactly.
Back. There's going to be more points in this game, though.
Oh, definitely. A lot more points. And we've got a lot more hits. We've got Tej Joshi, our sideline reporter down there. What's up, Tej?
Thank you, Andre. Speaking of more points, every time Fairfield scores, they have a spirit team here doing some push-ups right outside the end zone, guys. Why are you doing that?
We just want to hype up our team the best we can. It gets the student section hyped. We all count. It gets everybody hyped loud. Then that's what we want. This is our field, and we want the home field advantage. So
we run Wayne for sure. We're beating them.
Well, it's time. Show me a demonstration. What do your push-ups look like when you score? Get on the ground. Show me.
Tej, you're not going to do push-ups with them?
No, I'm not doing push-ups with them. I'm going to send back to you guys in the broadcast booth. That's what they do next time Fairfield scores.
We might see some push-ups right here with KB Bivens around the outside. The ball's loose. The ball is loose in the end zone. A dog pile on top of it. And the ref signals touchdown. Fairfield falling on top of it. And it looks like we are going to get some more push-ups.
Whoa.
Dangerous play right there for the Indians.
Same formation. Wham right, short side to the left. Run behind the big old defensive tackle. They do the same thing. They go with this what's called swinging gate. If Wayne doesn't cover somebody, they're going to throw the ball. In all likelihood, they'll shift. Oh, I don't know. We got 8 against 2 out here. Look, out here to the right. 8 against 2.
There's the read that we were looking at.
Yeah, Wayne adjusted. There's a view of that. The band's out of there, so there's a packed stadium. A beautiful night.
And, you know, we've seen KB Bivens. He's gotten 2 carries in this game. Both came around the 5-yard line. He's clearly the guy they bring in when you need somebody big to pick up that tough yardage. He fumbled there at the goal line, but fortunately his offensive line had his back, and they were able to fall on that ball and give their team a 7-point lead as the second quarter winds down.
Let's find out who got that touchdown. Was it an offensive lineman? I didn't get my eyes on it.
It looked like it was big number 56, Rylan Krutzinger.
Here's the replay. Let's see if we can see it. Look at that block by number 9.
Trying to stretch the ball into the end zone. It comes out.
There's one of the linemen.
Yeah, it looked like Krutzinger falling on the ball there.
Well, he goes into record books.
Well, first touchdown of his career.
58. Yep.
We'll be back after this break.
Reese Lesky, 6'2", 225 senior. He gets a touchdown.
Gotta love it. Big boy touchdown.
Yes.
We are back at Fairfield Stadium. The Indians just taking a 7-point lead late in the second quarter. 1:20 left on the clock. Wayne, they're going to have to move quick to try to tie this game or at least get some kind of points on the board to make this deficit a little easier to work with in the second half.
You know, Coach Mooch has a decision. You got 1:21. You got all 3 timeouts. Are you going to try and let it off go and try and go down and score? Or are you going to run the ball, try to get a first down, go in the locker room? You get the ball to start the second half. What do you think? I think a lot depends on field position. You know, I think if he gets the ball outside the 30, he's going to open it up. If he gets buried deep, well, let's see what he does.
Right. You've got a talented quarterback as well. You know, Tyrell Lewis, we've seen him be able to move the ball down the field. He had a dime to R.J. Mukes in the end zone that was dropped that could have given him 14 points last possession. I want the ball in his hands as we head into this kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte.
Oh, squib kick.
Another low one. It's going to roll out of bounds, and we talked about field position. That'll give him some good ones.
35-yard line. That helps.
So at the 35-yard line, I think you got to go for it. 1:20 and 3 timeouts left.
Coach Krause told the kicker, don't kick it to number 1. Squib kick it. Coach, I didn't kick it to number 1. Yeah, that's a good point. So, but, you know, sometimes instead of number 1 going out, remember, Rosie, he took it house against Northmont.
Right.
And you got a guy, you know, with Mukes' talent, big offensive lines coming out, average 260. But you got Joshua Padilla. He's going to Ohio State. Do you realize that every year there's only 5 or 6 or 7 Ohio players that commit to Ohio State and go to Ohio State? You're looking at one of the top 6 or 7 players in the state. I mean,
kick out of bounds on the kicking team. The ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Absolutely. And Ohio State, that's one of the schools. If you're a kid that grows up playing football in Ohio, that's got to be one of the big schools that you want to go to growing up. We saw Alter C.J. Hicks. He's there right now. He was the #1 player in Ohio, and he'll be joined by Padilla next season. Low snap. Tyrell Lewis rolling out, throwing on the run. There goes R.J. Mukes with the tough grab down at the 48-yard line, and it's good to see him make that catch because we saw the big drop last possession. That kind of helps him bounce back mentally.
They're putting Mukes to the right every time, and Jackson's on the left. Do you think Coach Krause is going to say, I got to switch my man over there?
Oh, yeah, look, we don't play with lions if we don't have to, and that's a beast over there on the left side of the field. If you can avoid him, by all means, do so.
Mukes is coming in motion.
He's coming in motion, and Tyrell's looking left. Nobody there, so he's going to roll right, keeping his eyes upfield, and he's just going to chuck that one into the stands. 52 seconds left on the clock. 50 seconds now. Lewis, a smart decision. He had some time back there. He scrambled around. There was nowhere to go. Nobody was open. Get it out of bounds. It's only first down. You got 3 more tries.
I'm not a draw player. I'd like to see old-fashioned draw.
And if you have any pictures of tonight's game or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Facebook at Dayton 24/7 now and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. This game streaming live right now on our Facebook page, and you'll be able to watch it after the fact as Lewis drops back, looks to his left. We were talking about that left side of the field, and he's got a guy down to the 41-yard line.
Move the chains. Move the chains.
Great throw to Tawan Hunter.
Hey, both quarterbacks putting on a show. They have been advertised as big-time guys, and they are proving it.
Hunter's got a lot of catches today.
Yep.
He just seems to always be open. As this team, they're hurrying up. They don't want to use those timeouts as the clock is ticking. Whistle.
Coach decides to burn a timeout.
There it is. He finally used it.
Timeout. Wayne.
Yeah, they had 3 of them, so, you can't take them with you. Great job by Wayne just stopping the clock. They're going to keep this one going. Huddle up, talk about how they want to finish this drive. Right now, the ball at the 41. We talked about a packed stands. Look at here, not an empty seat here at Fairfield Stadium.
And I'll tell you what, whether it's $7, $8, whatever they paid, they're getting their money's worth for it. Hey, let me talk a little bit about Coach Mukes. You talk about a character guy. He went to a wedding down. He's a single man. Goes to a wedding in Texas, sees a young lady named Camille from Arkansas. Love at first sight. Marries her. They've been married for 20-some years. Extremely devout in their faith.
Definitely.
High character coach. When you think of Rosie Mukes, you think of character. When he sent an email, he's got a quote at the bottom of his email, a quote from Coach John Wooden. It says, good coaches can change a game. Great coaches can change a life.
That's an all-time.
Head coach Rosie Mukes, he's all about character. His wife Camille, love at first sight. They met at a wedding. He says, come on back to Dayton, Ohio with me and be my wife for 20 years. We'll have a son named RJ. We're going to send to Ball State. The Mukeses, Rosie and Camille, great people, very devout.
Meeting in the South. I'm from the South. That's look.
Oh, yeah.
Plenty of places to find love down in the South.
And you're engaged, by the way, my good friend
true.
Andre.
I couldn't convince my wife to come up to Dayton, unfortunately.
Yeah. She said something about snow, didn't she?
Yeah, I said snow. I said it gets cold. She said cold, and she said, nope, that's out.
Okay. 33. He's moving around. They're going to bring him off the right side. Oh, he's
dropping back. He's got a guy to the outside. High pass, but he gets up. Good catch right there on the outside.
Boy, everybody in the world is going to recruit that guy. Big sophomore.
Timeout.
Kamari Smith, the 6'5", 200 pounds.
And look how athletic he is. Look how athletic he is. Hey, receiver coach for Wayne, Robert Red. You talk about Robert Red. He's set the record at Bowling Green for his receptions. His brother had the record before him, Ronnie Red.
So it runs in the family.
And Sarge Red way back in the day. You talk about the Reds at Wayne. Throwing the ball, catching the ball. Wayne High School is synonymous with the Red brothers. Boy, Robert Red, he's a good one. Now he's coaching. Hey, that Wayne staff, it is loaded with ex-Wayne Warriors.
And tonight at 10, after Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati Toyota Dealers, watch. Dayton 24/7 Now News at 11 on ABC with Adam Arrow, Megan O'Rourke, Natalie Walters, and everybody else. Make sure you're tuned in and you can get connected.
Andre, let me talk about some of the other coaches on the Wayne staff.
Definitely.
Of course, Rosie played at UC. Great player, Wayne. How about Tyree Kendall, starting safety for the University of Michigan Wolverines? That's big time. How about Guy Victoria, went out to San Diego State? Look at all those coaches. They put them on the field. Wayne, they've got so many great ones. I want to talk about A.J. Lash a little bit later, too. Sprinting to his left.
Rolling left, looking like he may keep it. He's got his eyes upfield. Great pass.
Nice.
And we've seen him do that
clock
before. And that's tough for a right-handed quarterback to roll left, throw across his body like that. But that's the arm talent that we're talking about. And there's this guy again, Tawan Hunter. Tyrell Lewis rolling to his left, not looking to run, though. He keeps his eyes up the field, and he's able to connect with his guy at the 20.
Big block by Zachariah Williams, the real running back. Big block.
So now 18 seconds left. Ball on the 20. Lewis drop it back.
Wide
He's got
open,
a guy in the end zone. He decides to keep it himself.
Here we go.
Got to get out of bounds here.
Get out of bounds.
And again, we talk about the IQ. We talk about the veteran play.
Yeah.
In that moment, you're running. You see you've got one guy to beat.
Yeah.
You could try to juke back in and get into the end zone, but he says, you know what? I trust my team. We're going to come out. Let me just get out of bounds and save that timeout. I think that's a smart move by Tyrell Lewis.
Nice. Here we go. What do you think? The big tight end, number 7, or is he going to go to the Ball State commit, R.J. Mutes?
I think you got to look at R.J. as
He's in the slot. He's got one-on-one. Oh, I like this. One-on-one.
Wayne entering the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important. Pressure. He hits the big guy. Can he force his way in? He's down. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. Can you get the timeout in? It looks like they were able to get it in with 1 second left on the clock.
Field goal.
He lays it out there. Good throw by Tyrell Lewis. Kamari Smith sweeping in to get it. That's trusting his guy, Coach. He just threw to a spot. Kamari swooped in and got it.
That is their third and final
timeout. Tackle
timeout
by Fairfield.
Hey, I thought Mutes was wide open. All of a sudden, Bivens goes out and covers him. You're bringing down a 6'5", 210-pound. That's Bivens.
He says he loves to hit, and that was
the big hitter.
Clutch one right there.
That's the big hitter. Hey, you see that red Ohio logo in the background? 1986 Division I state champion Fairfield Indians under Ben Hubbard. I was coaching the Middies that year. We had one loss. Fairfield Indians beat us. They went on to win the state championship. We went 9-1. There it is.
There it is, right there.
Yeah, we were 9-1. They beat us on a fake punt.
Wow.
Coach Benny Hubbard went on to win the state championship. Middies are still talking about that one. Coach Place is still talking about. We went 9-1, lost by 3 points to Fairfield on a fake punt game, ran 86 yards. Papameyer.
Attention, high school administrators, football coaches, and boosters. If you want your school to be a part of Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati Toyota dealers next year, and of course, why wouldn't you? This is fun. You got to let us know. Send us an email at comments@Dayton247now.com. 1 second on the clock. Wayne, they say we'll just take the 3 points here. Field goal kicker coming out.
Get the ball second half.
That one splitting the uprights. It's good.
Nice kick.
Wayne getting some points on
momentum.
the board. Good kick right there by Luke Dalton.
Hey, it's living up to the hype. 2 top 10 Division I teams in the state of Ohio. 36 games tonight. Out of all the games in Ohio, normally there's about 300 every Friday night. We got 36 tonight, and this is the premier one kicking the season off. This is the big one in Division I.
Definitely. This is the crosstown showdown. Fairfield versus Wayne. GMC versus GWAC. Indians versus the Warriors. 14-10 as we head into the locker room here at a packed Fairfield Stadium. Packed student section. Plenty of action in the first half, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen in the second.
Play that funky music on the PA, and the place is going crazy.
Coach, good to be chatting with you. Crowd's looking good tonight. Reactions to the first half.
Well, that's a tough one right there. They scored right before the half. They get the ball back, and we got to get a stop coming out.
What are you looking to fix in the second half?
Well, I think they've been throwing the ball. We got to get some pressure on the quarterback. Haven't been able to get to him at all, and giving him too much time back there.
Best of luck in the halftime, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you.
Under the direction of Randy Evans.
Back to you guys in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Taves. We head into halftime. The team's in the locker room making adjustments. Fairfield up on Wayne 14-10 here at Fairfield Stadium. We'll be back after this commercial break.
AARON.
By Wright and Schulte.
Coach, the CJ's for 15, so that's...
Mic check, mic check. We are chatting with District Athletic Director. We are ready for the second half. We're in the halftime right now. What are your thoughts so far?
Yeah, let's start by saying it's a beautiful night. You know, can't ask for a better weather night, better crowd, two great teams, two great bands out here. It's exactly what we're looking for. We talk about Thursday Night Lights. So looking forward to really second half to change what we saw in the first half.
Let's talk fan traditions. Is there anything that you want people at home to know about your fan traditions that they may not already know?
Yeah, well, I think Fridays in Fairfield, or Thursdays in this instance, unlike anything else. Great crowds, so many fun traditions, the dotting of the I before the game, to our marching band, the victory bell after the game, Mike Massey, our public address announcer, one of the best around. It's just a fun night every Friday night here, huge crowds, one of the best around. We love it.
Something that I've been thinking about all night is how do you decide who gets to dot the I?
Yeah, so that's our band directors decide that. That's a senior tradition that they have, an honor that they have every year. And so just a great tradition we have.
For any of your fans who might be watching at home right now but aren't here, what do you want to say to them to get them to come out here for future games?
Yeah, well, we'll be back here week 4. It's great to have the community back. You know, we had a couple of years with COVID where not everyone could come out to the games, but our community has come back out. It's come back strong. Great tradition, obviously a great product on the field. It's been a lot of fun. So I encourage you to come back out, see the stadium, see the upgrades we made. It's going to be a great fall. Great chatting with you. We really appreciate you and your entire us, of course, Team 10. Time we've more action. Chatting with Wayne Principal Brent Carey. A pleasure to be chatting with you. It's got to be a pleasure for you to see your students on a field after, of course, the long off season. What's it like? Put it in your own words.
Oh, it's great. We've been looking for this for a long time. We had a disappointing unexpected exit from the playoffs last year. Our coaches, our kids, they've been working through a hot summer. They're excited. They're pumped up. We got some great seniors coming back this year. We just really have a nice, complete team. So we're all fired up for tonight. You're fired for the night. You're fired up for the whole season, really. And let's get those expectations taken care of. What are you expecting for this season as a whole? Well, I don't know. I don't want to speak for the coaches, but I know as fans, and I'm pretty sure they expect to get back to the playoffs and not just get to the playoffs, but advance far in the playoffs. But our coaches do a nice job of prepping these kids. They do a nice job of balancing athletics, academics, and character. And we really couldn't ask more from a coaching staff. Of course, you all are the away team tonight, but that's not stopping your team from showing up and all your fans from showing up. Speak to that. Speak to all your fans and the student body showing up on a long away trip. Hey, we call it the Wayne train. And one thing about Wayne Athletics is they show up. Our fans travel anywhere and everywhere. If you know anything about Huber Heights and Wayne High School, the athletic tradition is strong, and our fans will travel anywhere to see our kids play. It was a great chatting with you, Principal. Appreciate your time. No problem. Appreciate it.
Throughout the 2022 season, the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group will recognize an exceptional senior student scholar athlete from each participating school. Here are this week's Jeff Schmidt Auto Group scholar athletes.
From Wayne, RJ Mukes. RJ is a 4-year starter on the football team and has been named all-conference in football, basketball, and track and field. He is a 4-year letter winner in 3 sports. RJ uses his own money to gather items for those who are less fortunate and spends time mentoring young men and his peers. RJ has a 3.8 GPA and is an honor roll student, and he also participates in FCA. He's been offered scholarships to 3 service academies and several Ivy League schools because of his grades and athletic achievements. From Fairfield, Isaiah Glover. Isaiah has a 3.998 GPA and is a member of the varsity football and track and field teams. He was in the top of 4 of the GMC in the 400-meter dash. And as a sophomore, he advanced to state. Isaiah mentors youth as an assistant with the Fairfield Youth Football Program.
Wayne Band Director, lots of great music you guys are putting out there tonight. Great to be chatting with Kirsten Showers. First of all, how proud of your band so far tonight?
I'm super proud.
When you say work hard this summer, let's really explain to everyone at home what that means. These guys work just as hard as a lot of the athletes who are sitting on the field right now. Walk us through step by step. What are they doing?
Okay, so, I mean, besides the time they put in, which is a lot, we give 2.5 full weeks, 3 weeks if you include leadership camp during the summer to work through all of the drill. They have to learn all the movements on the field. They have to do music rehearsals and learn all of the music and then obviously put it all together. But it is very athletic. It takes a lot of conditioning and just a lot of brain power.
Yeah, a lot of brain power, a lot of conditioning. Things that I see them doing, and I'm like, hey, I wish I had their level of conditioning myself. Let's focus on what sets you guys apart. Every band does some things unique, and we want to know what you guys do unique. Tell our viewers at home, what sets you guys apart?
Well, we are a show band. We do, for marching style, we do a combination, sort of, kind of a course style march and a high step march. For our pregame show, we do a lot of high step marching. And we bring the energy. We try to, our goal is to entertain the crowd.
Your goal,
our number one goal.
Your number one goal is to entertain the crowd. Let's talk about the crowd so far. Of course, a lot of Wayne fans traveled all the way here. Let's talk about the crowd that you've been working with.
They are very, very supportive. Our crowd is amazing. They support us everywhere we go, and they're just as much of our group as our students are.
We love chatting with you. We love what your band's doing. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
We are back at Fairfield Stadium as we get a look at the bands. They've really been doing their thing during this halftime. We got about 4 minutes left until we kick things off in the second half. So we're going to break down some of the numbers. Obviously, the score right now, 14-10. As we get a look at us up in the booth, it's really fun up here. But the biggest difference maker in this game, guys, it's been the rushing yards, particularly the rushing of quarterback Talon Fisher. In the first half, he picked up 87 yards on 11 carries. You've got Jesters Fataki, 18 yards on 4 carries. Jordan Jackson, the WVU commit, with 13 yards on the ground. We didn't see a lot of him during the first half. Hopefully we'll see it back out there in the second. Talon Fisher has also made some big plays through the air, 3 completions for 47 yards, but it's really been his legs that have killed that Wayne's defense so far. But Wayne, they're kind of the opposite. They're running the ball efficiently with their running back, Zachariah Williams, 41 rushing yards so far, but it's been Tyrell Lewis, 10 for 15, 111 yards. We saw him throw a dot to R.J. Mukes in the end zone that unfortunately was dropped. That could have been his first touchdown pass of the game. But Tyrell did run one in early in the game with a juke move on the 10-yard touchdown run. 20 yards, 1 touchdown so far from him. Coach, what stood out to you so far?
The quarterback play is outstanding. You know, these are both future Division I players. But what all it is everywhere you look, there's top players. You know, you look at the Fairfield defense, Amar Rogers, 6'6", 225. He's just another guy out there. I mean, you got talented linebackers and DBs every single play. You got guys that in this game are overshadowed by all the big stars. They'd be a star at any other school. And just the overall atmosphere of the whole place. The place is packed. You know, we said these are 2 big-time programs. They're 2 big-time bands. What a performance. They stretch from end zone to end zone and just playing their hearts out, as the band director said at halftime. These kids work so hard. Just everything about the game tonight is big time. Yeah, I want to talk about the officials. This crew of Jeff Bailey, Grant Stanley, Roland Thompson, Ron Baird, and Corey Frizzell, they're the best of the best. They got this game because they earned it. They've been around for a lot of years. Something I like about these guys, they're not calling ticky-tack fouls. You know, let them play. It's a very physical game. If it was a flagrant foul, they've been calling it, but no ticky-tack fouls, as simple as that. Well, again, Wayne's first drive is going to be very important. What they do with that ball, they've got to come down and establish the fact, you know, they've got to get their momentum going, as simple as that.
Definitely. And to me, the most interesting battle so far has been that battle in the trenches. We talked about the offensive linemen for Wayne Josh Padilla on that O-line. We already know he committed to Ohio State. He's a big guy. Evan Tingesgall committed verbally to the University of Cincinnati. They talked about the culture of Wayne. They want to be offensive line U in Ohio. They want to set the standard for that unit. And, Coach, you love those big old linemen in Wayne.
Oh, man, and you talk about good players. 275 they average on the Fairfield side, 270. Those are men. There was a day when colleges weren't that big. And some colleges aren't that big. You know, let me talk about the coaches. You talk about the word character. Rosie Mukes, Jason Krause, these two guys epitomize it. You know, you and I go out on Wednesdays and talk to the players. We heard over and over again from the players on both teams, Coach is like a father to me. He's a second father figure to me, somebody I look up to. He cares about me as a person more than he does a player. That's what these coaches are all about. You know, Jason Krause, what's his background? His dad was a high school coach, so he's following in the footsteps. He's been around football all his life. Stebbins, Monroe, a couple deep playoff runs, 26-7 with the middies. Had Jalen Marshall. You know what else he had, though? Carl Schwarberger.
Wow.
Plays Major League Baseball.
Carl Schwarber. He's having a good year, too.
Great high school football player.
Absolutely. And we're going to get a look at some of the highlights from that first half. Plenty of action by these two teams, Wayne and Fairfield. 14-10 the score right now as we get those highlights rolling. It's just been an exciting game. You see Fairfield coming out. We talked about how electric it was, that student section. And Wayne's got a pretty good showing themselves. You see Zachariah Williams juking left, getting to the outside on one of his first carries of the game. The Wayne sideline, they love that. Zachariah with 41 yards, but it was Tyrell Lewis, the quarterback, with the first rushing touchdown of the game. That one put Wayne up by 7 points, but Fairfield would fire right back. They've been running that jet sweep all day. You see them picking up a big first down with that one. The band loves it, and there's KV Biggins, the big guy. He says he loves to hit, and you saw it right there. The Fairfield student section with the push-ups, and this has been the theme of the night. Talon Fisher, the quarterback, consistently being able to escape the pressure in the backfield. So many times we've seen him wrapped up, and there's the big hit on special teams. And there he goes again, rolling left. It looks like he's going down, right? Yeah, wrong. Talon escaping around the outside with a 45-yard run, his longest of the night. Talon's athleticism and escapability has really been the difference maker so far for Fairfield. And they cap it off right back with KV Biggins, who fumbles the ball in the end zone. But we've got a scrum. Fairfield offensive linemen, they've got their running backs back. But Wayne wouldn't give in. With a minute 20 left on the clock, Tyrell Lewis getting the ball back, rolling out, taken down right there by Fairfield. But they would be able to pull it back together. They actually got a field goal to end that drive. That's the reason we're 14-10 right now. Like you said, we've got about 7 or 8 Division I athletes on here. We've got battles we've got battles in the trenches. We've got battles for the quarterbacks. We've got great running backs, plenty of talent, a great environment here on this field. And we'll come back to it for the second half in just over a minute here at Fairfield Stadium. We'll be back after this break.
Halftime has been sponsored by Wright and Schulte.
We are back at Fairfield Stadium. The second half coming up. Wayne versus Fairfield. Right now, the Indians up 14-10. Coach Blaze, this is a big game for us because it's actually going to be the last one that me and you are together for up in this booth.
Andre, you're going to New Orleans on us, my man. It's been my pleasure. You know, the high school coaches in this town love you, Andre, and I'm not saying that. Too. You show them respect, and they've shown you respect, but it's a huge promotion. You're going to a massive station in New Orleans. We wish you the best. Andre, let me ask you something, though. Yes. If I promise you it doesn't snow in Ohio in the winter, will you stay here and bring your fiancée up here?
Oh, I'm going to have to talk to her about it. If you can promise me no snow and maybe give me some seafood up here, we can have the conversation. But, yeah, my time in the Miami Valley has been amazing. I love the coaches, the culture, the players here. As we see Wayne, R.J. Mukes take that one down to the 35-yard line. I've got this week, and I've got another one next week with Doug Brown, week 2 of TNL. I'm enjoying these last 2 weeks, Coach. Looking forward to the great finish to this game and another great game we've got next week.
Well, Dayton's loss is New Orleans game. We're going to miss you, my man. I really enjoyed it, but I know our friendship will continue.
Oh, definitely. Thank you, Coach Place.
Here we go with that Wayne offense. Let's see what they got going now. Good field position, 35-yard line.
They were able to get points before the half, too, so that kind of
Trips
being able to
still
do
left.
that.
I think they're going to run the ball in the zone inside. Yeah, inside. No.
Oh,
Inside
keeper
zone,
by Tyrell, and then he
Oh.
throws it. Ooh, that's a dangerous pass.
Whoa.
Because when you throw it backwards like
Yes.
that, if that receiver doesn't catch it, that's a fumble.
That's a different way of running the option. You used to run the option with a pitch man. Now you run the option with a wide receiver out there. So it's a different way of running the old option play. See, there's the quarterback on the option. Now instead of having a pitch man coming from behind him, you throw it out there. A little more dangerous.
Great job by that Fairfield defense.
What are they doing running into him? That's the West Virginia commit out there.
You have Josiah Jackson, and I said, the discipline, because that was a fancy play.
Yeah.
Lewis dropping back
That's
this
the
time.
receiver coming across the formation.
Rolling out to his right, keeping his eyes forward, but he slips up. He's down at the 25. He's pretty upset about that one, but the Fairfield defense is not. After the play by Josiah Jackson, the pressure gets to Lewis, and now it's going to be 3rd and long.
You know what a lot of people do now, they call him instead of a tight end, they have an H-back. So he's on the tight end position, but he's back off, and he comes across the formation. You'll see number 7 dragging across the formation. He's the primary receiver, but he got tied up when the linebackers blasted him.
That's Amir Rogers with the pressure, the 6'6", 225D lineman from Fairfield. We talked about all the size that they have down there in the trenches.
And they're coming now.
Tyrell Lewis dropping back, stepping up in the pocket. He's got pressure coming from behind him. That one bouncing to his receiver, R.J. Mukes, almost making a big play on 3rd and long, but that pass falling a little bit short.
Defensive coordinator for Fairfield, John Hembry. He's been with Jason Krause all the way through, way back to their days in Monroe and Middletown. He's Jason Krause's right-hand man. He brought some heat. Jason Hembry, John Hembry, top defensive coordinator. He and Coach Krause make a tremendous team.
Definitely.
Good protection.
And you heard Coach talking to Tage before the end of the half. One thing that he mentioned that he wanted to do is get to the quarterback, get that pressure, and force him into situations like that where he doesn't have the time, because with another second or two, he's able to deliver a dime to Mukes right there. But because you pressure him, now you're getting the ball there at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, Fairfield's got to feel good about that possession.
And for Wayne, the key for the Warriors has got to be to bottle up Talon Fisher. He's only got about 47 yards passing so far this game. He's done most of his damage on the ground, and it's not like they haven't gotten to him. They have been able to get their hands on him, but it's like he's oiled up down there. He just keeps slipping around, and they haven't been able to get him down on the turf.
He's just so strong. That's the weight room. Offensive line coach for Fairfield is Matt Tyree. He's another one of Coach Krause's guys. Coach Krause has got a family atmosphere here with his coaching staff.
Fisher this time dropping back, throwing the screen pass. Not going to get much out of it, just a couple of yards right there from Mike Figgins. Figgins, 5'8", 150 pounds. That's the slot receiver. Very shifty guy, and that's what you want to do. You want to get him out in open space, but the Wayne defense, they played it well.
Good block out there by the other receiver.
Yeah, that's Isaiah Glover down there, our Scholar Athlete of the Week.
You're going to play at this level, you better catch and block.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You can run all the routes you want. You can have great hands, but if you can't block when you need to, you're not going to find a place on this football field.
Yeah, I think I'm looking for Jackson to explode one sometime in this game. They're bringing heat. Coach Boyd's bringing heat.
Absolutely, and they pick it up really well. Talon looking deep, and he's got Isaiah Glover down the sidelines. Nobody's going to catch him. He's out of here. A long touchdown pass, 59 yards. That touchdown brought to you by the Nahoes. Fairfield breaking this game wide open. It's a 2-possession game right now after the dime from Fisher. The catch and run by Isaiah Glover. How you like that one?
That's the Scholar Athlete, the track star.
That's track speed right there. He was in front of his defender by about 7 or 8 yards.
The quarterback scrambled, and I think that froze the DB a little bit. He didn't know whether he should come up to try to make the play, and then at the last minute, Fisher pulled up, and the DB hesitated just enough to make the play.
And that's what we were talking about. We talked just literally about a minute and a half ago. Talon's been able to make so many plays with his legs. When you see him scrambling right or scrambling left, instinct says, I have to drop down, I have to go get the quarterback, and then he loads a 40-yard bomb to his best receiver. Great play by Glover, and when I asked this team yesterday, I asked, name me a receiver who we may not know about, who you feel like is poised to have a great season, and that's who he said, Coach.
Yep, and he's delivering. A huge drive for Wayne coming up. All the momentum's going to Fairfield. if we can possibly get a shot at Coach Rosie Mukes, I guarantee he's not panicking. Remember, he was an all-Ohio player at Wayne. He went on a great career at UC. He's been assistant for 20 years. He's coached the state championship games. He's coached all kind of Division I players. He's not going to panic. There's Coach Krause. He's feeling pretty good.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Coach Krause is feeling, he's all pumped up, though. He's normally a low-key guy. We asked the players, does Coach Krause ever get excited? I said, nah, Coach, he's usually pretty low-key. Then every once in a while, I said, one time a coach from another team was standing on the F in the middle of the field and was pretending like he was hitting with a baseball bat. He came in and he was exploding in the locker room.
Absolutely. A very emotional guy, very fiery guy. And we're going to be back right after this commercial break. Fairfield taking a 2-possession lead at Fairfield Stadium. We're back at Fairfield Stadium. 9.5 minutes left in the third quarter. The Indians with a huge touchdown play. Talon Fisher to Isaiah Glover to break this game open. 21-10 right now. We're going to go down to Tej Joshi on the sidelines, where I'm sure there's a lot of emotion right now.
Andre, there certainly is a lot of positive emotion on this Fairfield sideline right now. I want to show our viewers what's really happening on this sideline. This thing is really cool. If you haven't been on a high school football sideline in some years, this is cool. Like the NFL or college level, they can actually review live game tape right here on the sideline, and that is what's happening right here. They got this going on in the tent right now. I know they're going to review that big score, and we got another big play going on. So let's head back to the broadcast booth.
A muffed kickoff, and it's looking like Fairfield fell on it at the 5-yard line. That's a huge mistake by the Warriors. We talked earlier about Coach Mukes not panicking, but I know he's not happy about that one. A short kick by Fairfield, bouncing to the Wayne returner. It goes off his thumb. Fairfield falls on it at the 5 as we get a look at this one. That ball bouncing, one hopping, going right in between the legs of Destin Ard. Wow. Braden Shanklin falling on it, and Fairfield is going to have incredible field position. All the momentum in the world after that long touchdown, and now they've got another chance to go up potentially by 18 points if they can get another touchdown.
Bivens is in the tailback.
Bivens, the big guy, coming in, dragged down by a bevy of Warriors.
Yep. Big 45, Akias Gordon, 6'4", 210, and a senior. I'll tell you, old man Mo has jumped. Let's see what happens here.
Absolutely, and this is what Wayne wanted. We talked to the Warriors about why schedule Fairfield, a team this good in week 1, and Wayne said, we got to deal with the GWAC. There's a lot of talented teams out there, Centerville, Springfield, and to play a team like this, these are the teams we're going to see late in the season. So to play them now, that gets us ready for what we'll see. Fairfield entering the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important, and a very important play here on 2nd and 7. Talon Fisher in the shotgun, handling it off. There's the West Virginia commit. Jordan Jackson darting up the middle. We were wondering where he was at in the first half. Only about 4 carries in the first 2 quarters, but he makes his mark on his first carry of the second half as Fairfield takes a 17-point lead, Coach.
He exploded there.
That's the speed right there. He might be the fastest player on this team. This touchdown brought to you by Donatos as we come out for the extra point.
Hey, can we get a shot of Rosie Mukes and run the Wayne sideline? I want to see it. I guarantee you Rosie's staying calm. I know he's upset, but his team will reflect him. He's staying calm. He's a veteran. He's been around.
Definitely. Still plenty of time left in this game.
And lots of weapons.
And that's a big mistake by Wayne, but it's not insurmountable. You got 8.5 minutes left as we take a look at Jordan Jackson. You see him right there by the 10th that Tage just mentioned.
Coach Krause. He's happy.
Yeah, Jordan has a smile on his face. Coach, he's got a smile on his face. Big play by the Fairfield special teams.
Yeah, you talk about Coach Krause. Let me talk about his family. His wife, Denise, there's Coach Rue. He still got the lollipop. He's looking okay. Oh, boy, he exploded. Look at that stride. He exploded. Boom.
Right up the hole.
Look at that stride.
Nobody could even get a finger on him.
That's state-level sprinter.
He's going to play safety or
West
somewhere
Virginia.
in the secondary at West Virginia, but for now, he's enjoying his time at running back, getting some offensive action. Now, if you have any pictures of tonight's game or want to join in on the conversation online, follow us on Twitter at Dayton 24/7 now and use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights. plenty of great moments from this game. We just saw another one right there with the huge special teams play, falling on the muffed kick by Fairfield, giving it to Jordan Jackson, the West Virginia commit. And now Fairfield up 18 at home, student section rocking. The stands are rocking. Wayne with their backs against the wall. This is a very important possession for them, because if they can't make anything happen here, that good old momentum is really going to start slipping away to the other side even more than it already is.
There's Coach Krause. You know, he's got two guys playing in the NFL right now. Jackson Cameron, the offensive guard for the Bengals. Oh, boy,
another muff kick, this time by R.J. Mukes.
Oh, my
He's able to fall on it. Those short, high-bouncing kicks really giving the Warriors a lot of trouble tonight, Coach.
Oh, yeah, squib kicks. Hey, let's talk about the two Fairfield Indians in the pro. Jackson Cameron, starting offensive guard out of Clemson. He was starting before he got hurt. I don't know, hold on. And Joshua Scott, that plays for the Michigan State and the Eagles. Fairfield's got two guys in the NFL.
Definitely.
Let's talk about a Wayne graduate, Marcus Freeman.
Oh, yeah, over there at
Ohio
Notre
State,
Dame.
then on to UC. Now the head football coach at Notre Dame. There's Rosie. He's calm. Yeah, he's got a good quarterback.
That must be a new lollipop, because he had one in the first quarter as well.
Got to get something going, though. How about Marcus Freeman, head coach at Notre Dame, Wayne High School grad? We're proud of you, Marcus. The entire Miami Valley's proud of you.
There goes, brought down. Big hit right there by the defense. Zachariah Williams trying to find something on the outside for the Wayne Warriors. He had a good first half running. 6 carries, 40 yards. Hasn't gotten enough or really much action so far in the second half. Wayne trying to get him around the edge so he could show off that speed, but a big hit there by number 27 in red, Matt Humbarger. We saw him with a big sack earlier today.
18, what's Wayne going to do?
Lewis dropping back looking for his running back. There he goes.
Nice
we talked about Williams in space, and now he's got some dragged down at the 30-yard line. That's a first down for the Warriors.
Good. Hey, I'll tell you something about Williams. He's got his own business.
Yep.
He makes custom-made tennis shoes. There he is, out of the backfield. He sells $35 a month. He's got a 3.8 grade point average, wants to go to college. His dream college is Kent State, and he wants to major in business. I'm going to talk more about his business after this play.
A very soft-spoken, very quiet guy, but his game's been loud tonight as he bounces to the outside. Get off of him! Oh, but the ball comes out. Big hit delivered by Zachariah Williams, but you gotta hold on to the ball.
Yep. So a couple nice plays by Williams, though. Hey, he's got his own shoe, custom tennis shoes. I said, Zachariah, what about the old man here? Can you make a custom size 15 for a 75-year-old man and make me look cool? He says, Coach, you pay enough money, I'll make you look as cool as you can be.
There it is.
He's got his own man. He's going to be success in life. Look at him. Look at his determination, toughness. He's all running over people. Ooh.
Good bounce, that ball going out of bounds, and we mentioned it earlier. This is a high, you talk about high character guys. He's been playing on the defense.
Oh, yeah.
Just waiting for the moment he could have an opportunity at running back. Nice throw from Lewis to Mukes, his favorite target today.
Yep.
Mukes trying to bounce back after that big drop he had in the first half. He's made a couple key catches since then.
You talk about a talented guy. He loves poetry. R.J. Mukes loves poetry. He says he loves to draw. That's the big guy. That's the 6'5", 270.
James Thomas, the big guy in the middle.
He's walking over. Not over. Look at how big he is. Hey, this guy would be a star anywhere else. I hear he's just another one. He's not another one of the guys, but he's one of the guys. Look at that. He's just
swallowing up the freshman. He says, nah, kid, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Man.
Gotta go up top.
Second and 11. Tyrell Lewis taking the snap out of the shotgun. Looking left, looking deep. He's got a guy with a step, but just a little too far for R.J. Mukes, the third, about 3 yards overthrown. A missed opportunity there for the Wayne Warriors.
Hey, he had Johnson beat too. That's those two premier guys over there.
And we've seen it a couple times today. These Wayne receivers have been able to get behind the defense.
He's got him beat.
Just a little too far.
No, Johnson was on the inside.
Yeah, you've got Johnson on the inside. R.J. Mukes has had a couple big catches. Tayon Hunter, 4 catches, 43 yards in the first half. Third down. Lewis looking deep again, firing a dart over the middle.
Nice. First down.
There's this guy, Destin Ard, 5'9", 145-pound senior with the first down. Big play.
Andre, am I allowed to root for Wayne for a little bit?
Oh, of course. Do your thing.
Well, they're a Dayton team. I've known Rosie since he was in high school. But also, I want this game to come down to the last play of the game.
Exactly.
I want the last play of the game.
We don't want any Thursday night blowouts. He
That's the big freshman.
Forward.
No, we don't know. We want this one to go down to the last play of the game. Jason Krause, I've known him since he was in high school. He played at UD. Jason Krause, UD flyer for Mike Kelly. Had an outstanding career, came out in 93. Loves UD, just like me. All us UD guys, we love UD.
Oh, yeah, y'all stick together for sure.
Oh, yeah, the Flyers.
Very strong Dayton Flyer culture. And there goes the freshman again. Up the gut. He's got some space up the middle, driving down to the 5-yard line. This kid's got a future, Coach.
They ran right behind the big boy, Joshua Padilla, going to Ohio State University. He showed it on that play. Let's watch him at right tackle. You think they're going to run right behind him down here? Oh, yeah, he's standing this guy.
Right up the middle. Zachariah Williams with his first touchdown of the season. Great blocking by the O-line, opening up a hole as wide as the Grand Canyon. That touchdown brought to you by the Natos. And we talked about Wayne being able to claw their way back in this game. Great drive led by the 2 running backs, Zachariah Williams and the freshman, Isaiah Thompson.
But did you see where they ran? Joshua Padilla goes to Coach Mukes. He says, Coach, I'm going to Ohio State. Run behind me. Exactly. Run to the right. Coach, run the ball to the right side. Coach Mukes says, I'll listen to you, big guy. Touchdown.
That Wayne offensive line parting the Red Sea, literally, because you see the red jerseys by Fairfield. That extra point splitting the uprights. 17-28. Wayne cutting into that deficit a little bit. So now it's on the defense to make a big stop as we get ready. Great play as we see the touchdown run one more time. Zachariah Williams fighting his way into the end zone, shrugging off a tackle. His first run of the season for 6. We'll be back right after this break. We're back at Fairfield Stadium. The Warriors cutting into that deficit. The Indians, though, still holding a 28-17 lead. That drive led by the 2-headed monster at running back, Zachariah Williams and Isaiah Thompson. 2 very different backs. Zachariah a little smaller, but don't let that stature fool you. He is a powerful runner, and we saw proof of that in this last possession. And then the freshman, 5'10", 170 pounds, Isaiah Thompson, showing that he's got some meat on his bones too. Some really strong runs, but he had the biggest play of the drive. He turned on the Jets, got him down to the 5. Williams finished it off, and now the Wayne defense is going to have to step up and really stop Talon Fisher and this Fairfield offense.
Interesting. Fairfield's only got 4 on that front line. You know, most people put 5 up there. Good situation for an onside kick. Hey, you know what? The messed up kick. Oh, there we go.
Another muff kick. He's got to get out of the end zone.
Who's momentum? That's a tough call.
Wow.
Here's the call on that, Andre. If the momentum of the kick takes the ball in the end zone, safety. Bring it out to 20.
Right.
Touchback. If the momentum comes from the player himself, that's a safety. 2 points. You know, the momentum obviously was from the kick. Maybe get a replay on that.
That's a tough judgment call right there. That's a big play because the difference between a safety and a touchback.
Let's see, where's the momentum from? I think it's from the kick. The momentum's from the kick. Okay.
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah.
That's a
break there. Hey,
a big break for Jordan Jackson.
Those kickoffs by Wayne, big part of the game. Early season, game 1. Not many mistakes for game 1.
Definitely.
You haven't seen penalties, offsides, and all that stuff.
And there it is, Jordan. Ball's out, but the whistle was blown. And there's your guy. That's Jordan Jackson. After the muff kick, maybe they say we got to get it back to him, get his confidence back out, and then the ball comes right back out. And it looks like Jordan's jogging back to the sidelines. I know his twin brother, Josiah Jackson, he says he's very critical of his brother. They're their biggest critics. I would expect him to walk right over to number 7, his little brother, by 15 minutes and kind of powwow with him right now.
Big play by Hammonds, big hit guy. Hammonds, basically Ham Jr., big hit guy, big contact guy.
2nd and 7 for Talon Fisher. Play action, rolling to his strong side to the left. Almost picked off. Almost picked off by Darius Pope, the linebacker.
Hey, let me talk about those contact guys. 17 Wayne, Jared Hammonds, over there for Fairfield, KV Blevins. These guys love contact. And I want to tell you something. As I said earlier, two styles of football, finesse and physical. I love physical football. That's why guys like KV Blevins and Jamin Hammonds put the women and the children off the porch, put them in the house because they're not safe around these guys. These guys will hit anything walking, my friend.
3rd and 7. They're going to need a big hit here as Talon Fisher in the shotgun, drops back. Rush. And there he is. He's going to keep it himself. He made so many plays with his legs, and he's going to push forward. I don't think he made it. He looks like he's a couple inches short, but good thing about that is I don't make that decision. We'll see what the chain gang says.
Yeah. Defensive coordinator Chris Boyd decided to lay back and not bring heat, and he called the right thing. He had guys there spying the quarterback.
Yep, only rushing 3, and Talon faking the screen, making the read, and saying he'll keep it himself up the middle. Now, if they are short, let's say this is 4th and a few inches, you've got a good running quarterback, coach, but this is bad field position. Do you punt the ball or do you take your chances with your hot offense?
Coach, I'll be honest, you got
about 6 inches short there.
Oh, no, he's a gambler. Jason Krause, he's been in big games.
So far, whatever Talon Fisher has wanted on the ground, he's been able to get. But if you don't get it, you're putting yourself in a really tough situation. Maybe if these scores are flipped, that's a chance you make. But with Fairfield already up by double digits, their defense has made plays throughout the game. You might just want to punt it.
Watch it. If he's decided he's going for it, he's going to go out and say, what do you guys want to do? And you know what they're going to say? Go for it, coach. He's going to watch it right now. I think he's decided to go for it. He's going to say to them, what do you want? Or what do you think they want? They want to go for it.
And that's what we've got next week. Eaton at Springfield Shawnee. Eaton 11-2 last season. They made a deep playoff run. The Eagles were so dangerous. Shawnee, they've got a great home field advantage there. It's going to be a great game. Week 2, Eaton at Shawnee. We're looking forward to it. And we got a great game right here between Fairfield and Wayne.
High school football's back. 4th and an inch. I'm not trying to drum off sides, maybe. Get in there and you give a couple hard counts. Maybe the center twitch his shoulders a little bit, take a risk on a 5-yard penalty. Let's see if they. Here we go.
Yep,
here we go.
Like I said, Talon Fisher, he's been able to get whatever he wanted on the ground. They haven't been able to bring the big guy down.
He's under center.
We've seen him on that QB sneak before.
What do you think? False count down?
I think he's going for it.
Hard count. Nope, he's not going to go for it.
He got him. And then he still runs it. He still picks up way more yards than he needs.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
I thought it was going to be strictly a draw him off sides. Coach Krause is a gambler.
He is.
He says it's week 1. We're both in Division I, top 10. I want to tell you something. Whoever holds that trophy up at the end of the game, that Thursday Night Live trophy, they're going to earn it.
Oh, definitely.
And they want that trophy.
6'10", 210 pounds. 6'2", 210 pounds.
They want that Thursday Night Lights trophy.
That first down brought to you by Arby's. We have the meats.
Big play there.
Huge play, and the drive will continue for the Fairfield Indians. Talon Fisher has made so many plays at quarterback this year as he drops back. This time he throws the screen, hits his receiver in stride. Mike Figgins with the big gain all the way down to the 46-yard line. Coach telling us, Talon Fisher, we've seen him use his legs so much tonight. He led the team in carries last year, but his head coach told us...
Watch this block.
Great block right there by Isaiah Glover. His head coach told us that Talon is going to surprise a lot of people with his arm this year. He is a much improved passer. We saw it on the deep bomb to Glover earlier today, and his decision-making throughout the game has been phenomenal.
Very multiple offense.
He's yet to put the ball in danger. He's delivering on a dime. Great velocity to his passes as he gets that jet sweep action. He's going to give it back to Mike Figgins, who can get around the corner, pick up about 3 yards there, down to the 48-yard line.
Couldn't hook the 5 technique. 5 technique, blew it up. Watch him come back with the jet option. You know, it might be time for a jet reverse, where you give him the jet, the other receiver coming back does a little flip. I wonder if the press box, of course, is watching the backside end, seeing if he's staying home.
And that's the multiplicity of this jet sweep offense. There are so many options, so many things that you can do from that set, and Fairfield has mastered all of them. As we take a close look at Mike Figgins, the last 2 plays have gone to him. 2nd and 8. Well, we have a third in a row as Talon takes the snap, gives it to the big guy up the middle. Jordan Jackson showing off the speed, getting to the other side of the 50-yard line.
Another third and short.
Third and short for Fairfield.
Somebody from Wayne's got to stop and make a play here. Somebody from Wayne's got to take it over. Oh, my God.
They got to the line quick. They're giving it right back to Jordan Jackson, and he's going to pick up the yard he needs.
Now they're starting to pound Jackson. 1-2 combination, Fisher and Jackson. Boom, boom.
They went no huddle there. They got to the line essentially about 7 or 8 seconds after the last play ended. They didn't want to give that Wayne Warrior defense time to set up. Talon talking to his head coach after another first down presented by Arby's. Huddling up, such a great game for him. Like we mentioned earlier, mistake-free football is what was going to win this game, and Talon Fisher has done a great job of not putting the ball in danger. Empty set right now. Look for a quick screen. Oh, he's going to keep it himself, and for the first time all night, they were able to take him down.
Yeah, there's the big hitter, Hammonds, coming in off the corner, off the 5 technique. He's tall, 6'4", 220, junior. That's what colleges are looking for. We'll see him on TV some Saturday, about 6'4" and about 280.
Oh, definitely. Hammond's in there with Gage Wick,
he's been linebacker. All over. Oh, he's been all over.
Hammond's heading to the sideline now.
Looks a little banged up, huh?
All right, maybe a quick sip of water, quick stretch, get back in there, because believe me, they are going to need him. When you talk about taking Talon Fisher down, 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, running back next to him.
Oh, nice screen.
Hit the running back, and a big hit right there. Woo! Love to see that by Darius Pope, the senior linebacker.
That's what they needed. Turn that mo the other way.
3rd and 9. This is the biggest play of the quarter for Wayne. If you can stop him here, force him to punt.
There's the big hitter.
Get a little something going.
Senior linebacker.
Coming through untouched and laying the boom. We call that a hit stick.
Oh, yeah.
3rd and 9. Another shotgun snap. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left for Talon Fisher. He's looking right. He's got time.
They're keeping him in the box.
And now he's going to look to make a play with his legs. Throwing deep. Yeah. Ooh. That one hits the chalk at the 20-yard line. We're going to go to 4th down and 13. You got to think this is going to be a punting situation for Fairfield. A great stand by that Wayne Warriors defense as this 3rd quarter winds to an end.
7 seconds left. Wayne is going to get the ball back. They had a real nice drive last time. Coach Mukes is staying cool. He's staying calm. His dad was in the military. You know, there's so many great families that have been brought to the Miami Valley through Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. You forget, you know, they've got all those civilian employees, we got all those retired employees. What a great attribute Wright-Patterson Air Force Base has been to our community, including Rosie's family, his dad. Hats off to you, Mr. Mukes, for your service to our country. Uh-oh.
And there's a short punt by Talon Fisher. That one bouncing at 30, but another friendly bounce will carry it another 15 yards.
Uh-oh, who's down?
Yeah, we've got a down player in the backfield.
Is it number 2?
It looks like number 2, KV Bivens, is down.
They miss him on defense.
Yeah, that's their quarterback on the defense. That's their team captain, a big emotional leader for this team.
Oh, it's cramp. Just a cramp. Yeah, it's a cramp.
The 3rd quarter winding down. We'll give you an update on Bivens when we head out from this 3rd quarter, but we'll be back after the break as we head into the 4th. 28-17, the score from Fairfield Stadium. The Indians up on the Warriors, and right before the end of the 3rd quarter, we saw Indians linebacker KV Biggins go down with an injury. I'm going to send it down to Tage Joshi down there with a quick update on that.
Andre, it looked like it was just a cramp. The crowd here cheering him as he walked off the stage, walked off the field. Back to you guys in the broadcast booth.
Thanks, Tage, and that's good news. KB, the quarterback of that defense, a big presence. It's good to see him out there again. And, Coach, he can sing. That's an interesting fact about him that he told us.
Loves to sing. I'm sure he's singing in that offense all night long. But, yeah, KB and his teammates say, oh, Coach, he can sing.
Definitely. And we asked to hear it. He didn't let us hear a few notes, but he says his go-to karaoke song would be Fine China.
They're going to try and run the ball. Bivens out there trying to establish that run.
Yeah, and that run worked real well last drive between the 2-headed monster of Zachariah Williams and Isaiah Thompson.
Big play here. What do you think? 3rd and 3. Throw it, run it. Oh, look at that block by Padilla. That's called a chip block, where you push one guy, then you go off to your man. A chip block by you got to be an athlete to do that. That's why he's going to be a Buckeye.
I'm going to trust the run again. Honestly, those running backs have done a great job of really being able to move the football.
No Bivens.
Right. They're going to roll Tyrell Lewis out to the right. R.J. Mukes stopping on a dime. That pass just outside of his reach, though.
You know, I want to talk about one of the Wayne coaches. His name is A.J. Lash. Great college player, North Carolina A&T. He's one of the future great coaches. He'll be a head coach in the next 5 years. Right. You're going to hear about A.J. Lash. You know, I know the Lash family. Mrs. Lash, she works at the station. Kendall Lash.
She's here right now.
But, boy, I'll tell you what, we lost a great one this past winter, or this past spring. Reverend Lash, he was a man's man, is well respected in this town. There were any problems in Huber Heights, all of a sudden you call Reverend Lash. We need you to smooth out the problems. He's respected by everybody. Mrs. Lash and A.J., my sympathy go out for the loss of the Reverend. He was a man's man and a good friend of mine.
Absolutely, on the muff punt, but he's still able to get it out there. He's going to need a good bounce, and he gets it. Bouncing at the 35, rolling all the way to about the 47-yard line. Great stand by the Fairfield defense without their defensive captain, K.B. Bivens, on the field. 3 and out. Now Fairfield will get the ball, and you got to think, Coach, they're going to be looking to keep that ball on the ground. Yeah. Let that time tick, tick, tick as we really get into the meat of the fourth quarter.
That 3rd and 3 was a big 3rd and 3 is a big play in the game. Big play. There's Coach. He's still calm. Rosie says, we're Wayne High School. We've been in big games. We've been in state championship games. He says, you know, we're cool. He's got that, what do you call them, lollipop suckers?
Yeah, there's a lollipop there. Yeah. I don't know if he's got, the candy part might be gone. He might just have the stick left at this point.
He got a guy that was left there. He's got a whole box of them. He says, Coach, I'm in charge of that. Boy, he's a good guy, Rosie Mukes. You know, he learned under Mike Snyder. He learned under Jimmy. He's done a lot of his own things. We were at practice Wednesday. We saw a little motivational thing. I said, what's going on there, Coach? He said, that's a little tradition that I started. He had an alumni speaker come in. He said, that's a little. He's putting his own imprint on the Wayne program, built around tradition and character.
Absolutely. And after tonight's game, you're going to get your full first warning weather weekend forecast from Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters, only on Dayton 24/7 Now News at 10 on Fox 45. You definitely want to go there after the game. We'll have plenty of action from this game. We've got Natalie Walters, Adam Arrow, Megan O'Rourke, and I will also be on the news. We'll have some sound from the winning coach. Still out on who that's going to be. Fairfield with an 11-point lead early in the fourth quarter. Empty backfield for Talon Fisher as he drops back, and he's going to keep it himself on the ground. He's got some space up the middle, trying to break to the outside. Dragged down after about a 6-yard gain. The big quarterback continues his dominance in the running game.
87 yards first half, and he's building on that the second half. Boy, he's going to send this film to colleges.
Definitely, because he has been really hard to drag down. It seems like there's some kind of contact on every play, but he repeatedly is able to grind forward for extra yards, shrug guys off of him, keep those legs moving, and put his team in great positions. Second and two right now. This time they're on the 44. Another shotgun snap. Jordan Jackson shrugging one off, but he can't shrug 3 more off.
Coach Boyd brought some heat. It paid off. Got him at 3rd and 4.
That's what you got to do. At this point, you almost have to dare Talon Fisher to throw. And he's shown that he is able to beat you with his arm. But they've been so dangerous in the running game, you got to bring some extra guys in there. And that's what they did on that play.
You know, it's a hot night. The officials have at their discretion. They can call heat timeouts if they like. I used to like it when the refs would say, okay, this is my timeout. Because, you know, we don't want the kids dehydrated and cramps like Bivens got and injuries. You know, I like it when refs call heat timeouts, but they're on the field. They can see whether the kids need it or not. Here comes the heat again.
3rd and 4.
Heat.
4 coming in. Jordan Jackson fakes a hit. Talon Fisher keeping it to the outside. He's got the first down and more, out of bounds around the kicking net at the 28-yard line. Talon Fisher doing it again. Wayne just hasn't been able to bring him down.
Nope. He's just so big.
That's right, and when you look ahead to the quarterbacks that Wayne's going to have to face in that GWAC, you've got a lot of guys that can use their legs.
Yeah.
Bryce Schondemeyer over there, he's going to be the starter at Springfield, the transfer over from Arcanum. Centerville's new quarterback, Drake Wells, he's a real mobile guy. You got Deuce Cordner at Northmont, he can really move.
Yep.
Fairmont's quarterback can always move.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have to really be able to bottle up these guys that can use their legs if you want to win games in the GWAC, and Wayne has had trouble with that tonight. Talon Fisher, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line in the shotgun again. He's going to give it to Jordan Jackson, the West Virginia commit, getting it down to the 29-yard line. And we expected them to run the ball coming into this possession, and they've done just that, just trying to milk some clock, really put Wayne in the tough position. And you got to think, Coach, if they can punch this into the end zone, might be game.
8:41 left in the ball game. Clock is running.
Wayne needs a big play right
there. No hurry. I'll tell you something about Coach Krause. He's married to his wife, Denise. She's a nurse at Children's Hospital. Oldest daughter, Haley's a nurse with her mom. Hey, Hunter Krause played quarterback here at Fairfield, went on to a great career at Georgetown. He is the quarterback coach now at Fairfield. We're working with his dad. I want to talk about his other 2 children after this play.
Right, and you know, we talked about R.J. Mukes playing for his dad earlier.
Yep.
It's a whole nother thing, coaching for your dad. That ball tipped in the air, picked up by the Wayne Warriors. We talked about the Warriors defense needed a play, and right on cue, Michael DeLong, the freshman, coming through with potentially the biggest play of the game.
All these freshmen and sophomores for Wayne. Who got the tip?
Tipped at the line by Trenton Lewis, the senior linebacker, and then the freshman linebacker swoops in like Superman and saves the day.
How about these freshmen and sophomores for Wayne? They're going to be loaded.
And, Coach, what do they teach you on the D-line? If you can't get to the quarterback, put your hands up. Big play by that Wayne defense. The Warriors down 2 possessions midway through the 4th quarter, but after that turnover, the Wayne offense has a chance to come out and make something happen. Huge play there by the freshman, and we've mentioned freshmen, especially on that Wayne side. We've seen Isaiah Thompson on offense, toting that thing, picking up some big yardage, running strong tonight. You see the freshman linebacker make the play, and that's what Coach Bukes is talking about when he says tradition doesn't graduate.
Absolutely.
We'll be back right after this break with more from the 4th quarter. We're back at Fairfield Stadium. Wayne with the ball after the big interception by Michael DeLong. Wayne down 2 possessions, 8 minutes left in the 4th quarter, and they're really going to have to move that ball, putting the ball in Tyrell Lewis's hands. And he looks deep up the middle to his guy. Just overshot him by a little bit. He's got plenty of arm strength, but that's the 2nd time in the last couple of throws that we've seen him shoot it a little too far.
RJ is wide open on the hitch. See RJ, I thought they'd go to him. They're standing.
You see him right there around the 30-yard line standing by himself, but Tyrell wanted the home run, took the deep shot to Tywan Hunter, who has made a lot of big plays today. He was able to get behind the defense, but that's a tough throw. Just because you're down late, you don't need the home run. You can check it down to Mukes and methodically move up the field and still have plenty of time to win this game. 2nd and 10 now. Lewis in the pistol, handing it off to Zachariah Williams, who's grabbed immediately. No gain there. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 for the Warriors. They went 3 and out last time. They can't afford to do that here. This is the most important drive of the game for them so far.
RJ Mukes, you think?
Got to be. Everybody has their money played, their money players. And you got to line RJ Mukes up on the right, away from Josiah Jackson. Let him make a play.
Come back, go 14 back to 12.
In a similar situation last possession, RJ ran it out and got open.
Right. Yeah, sprint out to the right.
He's looking right. He's looking to his guy. There's RJ on the comeback like you called, Coach.
14
He's got the
to 12.
first down.
Nice play. Nice. You know what? That ball was thrown. RJ's back was completely to the quarterback. That's why you go to 7-on-7s all summer. That's why you work all summer. Hey, both these teams came to our social justice 7-on-7. Both of these coaches committed to social justice. Miami Valley football coaches committed to social justice. Ooh, not much in the middle.
Great event as that run is stuffed up the gut. Great throw, by the way. You mentioned the timing and the trust that it takes, and that's developed in the summer. When I talked to RJ about his quarterback, he says that's the biggest change, the maturity, the ability to read plays like that. He doesn't need to see the eyes of his receiver. He knows where he's going to be, when he's going to be there, and he's got a strong enough arm to put it there. Tyrell Lewis.
Got to go right because they got Johnson. He's going left. They're going after Johnson.
Left. He's wide open. But we've got a whistle. That play blown dead early. That shot to Destin Ard. Maybe a false start by Wayne.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That Wayne offensive line getting a little too jumpy.
Rosie says, what? He's staying calm. He's a good one. Coach Rosie, he's moving. He's moving. You know what? Wide receivers jumping off sides. They drive me crazy.
That's the second time he's done that this game.
Get set. Oh, my gosh. Rosie was a wide receiver.
A big play, potentially wiped off by the false start penalty.
Motion of trips. Yeah.
Ooh, that's not going to work out right there. Low pass to R.J. Mukes. Fairfield was all over the screen. And now you got a tough position if you're the Warriors. 3rd and 14. We just saw him convert on another 3rd and long situation. We're going to see what they can do here.
I'm going to predict R.J. on a post. Let him get out and run.
That's been the money player on 3rd downs. R.J. Mukes has consistently been able to get open, but don't sleep on Tewan Hunter. You know, we saw him get open on we saw him do the false start a few plays ago. I'm sure he's anxious to make up for that mistake. Mukes dropping back. He's looking to his guy. He's got a step.
Oh my God!
What a catch! R.J. Mukes got him, coach, to the house. R.J. Mukes,
big time player. That's why he's going to Ball State.
R.J. Mukes, that touchdown brought to you by Donatos. What a perfect pass by Tyrell Lewis, hitting R.J. Mukes in stride. And now we've got a game, coach. One possession here at Fairfield Stadium.
Oh, Daddy says, R.J., I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. R.J. says, just get me the ball, Dad. Just keep getting the ball. What a guy. He's got a chain on. That's that big-time Wayne chain. We got a ball game, Andre.
And we see the quarterback, Tyrell Lewis, growing up in front of our eyes. We saw him take 2 deep shots before that as the extra point splits the uprights. He overthrew 2 deep shots before that, but he's calm. He knows what he can do. He knows the talent that he's got, and he did not hesitate on that play, coach, to shoot it deep to his best receiver, Ball State commit R.J. Mukes, a money pass, a money play, and now it's a 4-point game. And that's why you put Mukes on that side away from Josiah Jackson.
You know I'm part of Jackson. Although Mukes says, I want him. I want him.
Oh, yeah, Mukes isn't shying away from him.
That's
Mukes
a nice
said if
catch.
he's over there, he's going to do what he
does.
does.
He had to reach out from his body and get that.
And we saw Mukes drop a similar pass earlier in this game, and that shows the confidence he has in himself to bounce back from that and make the biggest play of the game so far. 6:19 left in the 4th quarter. Wayne cutting the deficit to 4 points. Fairfield's going to try to bleed out this clock or maybe even add some more points on the scoreboard. 28-24 Wayne from Fairfield Stadium. We'll be back right after this break. Back at Fairfield Stadium, you see our shiny Thursday Night Lights trophy. In 6 minutes and 25 seconds, somebody's going to hoist this up. The TNL trophy donated by Rand Associates. That's what we're playing for, folks. Hoisting that up at the end of the game, celebrating at the 50-yard line. Right now, Fairfield up 4 points on Wayne, but Wayne, they've scored 14 unanswered points. That Wayne offense catching fire late in this second half. Fairfield's going to get the ball back, and the Wayne defense, they need one more stop. It feels like right now Wayne has snatched the momentum. If you can put the ball back in the hands of that offense, anything can happen.
Yep, here we go. What a game.
Deep kick by Wayne. It was muffed last time by Jordan Jackson, but not this time. He's got some blockers, but he'll get dragged down around the 26-yard line.
Hey, Andre, it's good to have friends in high places. I just got a text from Lance Snyder.
Hey,
oh, man.
that's the Miamisburg head coach.
His grandpa, Henry Snyder and I coached for Henry. He was my mentor. Anyway, we got a new rule this year.
Right.
And I knew it, but I forgot it. If the quarterback is out of the pocket, he can ground the ball. Remember earlier when I was calling for grounding?
Right.
Coach Place, there's a new rule. It's the same as college and NFL. When that quarterback is out of the pocket, he can ground the ball. So, Coach Place, I knew the rule. I'm just not caught up. I won't make that mistake week 2.
Hey, it's week 1 for us, too.
Yeah, Lance, thanks, man, for texting me. Here we go.
And there's Talon Fisher with the handoff to Jordan Jackson, finding some space around the outside. That's a first down and a little bit more, looks like, for Jackson, the West Virginia commit. And now, Coach, if you're Fairfield, are you really focused on trying to keep the ball on the ground, or do you just run your offense? What's kind of your mindset with a 4-point lead with 6 minutes left on the clock?
I think you're a little worried about momentum. You know, Wayne's got all the momentum right now. I think you're looking for the big play. Of course, you got one of the fastest guys in the state right there carrying the ball. So I think you want to get momentum. And, hey, they haven't stopped Fisher yet tonight running the ball. Let's go back. First down, Talon Fisher.
Absolutely. That read option has been so dangerous for this team. You've got one of the better running backs in the state in Jordan Jackson. Talon Fisher, they haven't been able to stop him on the ground today, and he's going to go at it again. Well, I stand corrected. They bring him down after a short gain.
Hammonds.
He's back in the game. We saw him limp off a little bit earlier, maybe go get a sip of water, get stretched out, but regardless of what happened, he's back on the field and making a big play for his team as the clock winds down to 5 minutes.
Cage Wicks all over the place also. Is this a water timeout?
We talked about it earlier.
I didn't see him signal this sideline. I think that's a good call. You're down to 5 minutes. It's hot. These kids, they have played their hearts. I mean, hey, if you paid $8 for this game, you got your money's worth. Hey, all you football fans out there, get out and watch a high school game. These young men, hey, you know, they're playing all, even though we got all these Division I talent, a whole lot of these young men, this is the last time they'll play. They're on Thursday night, game of the week in the state of Ohio. 36 games tonight. This is one of the good ones.
Definitely. And really working in TV, when I moved into sports reporting, it reignited my love of high school football. It's such a genuine sport. Like you said, a lot of these guys, they're out here playing for the love of the game. Not everybody is going to play D1, D2, D3, anywhere in college. These guys are playing for the love of the game. And if you love this game, if you have any pictures from tonight's game, or want to join in on the discussion online, follow us on Facebook at Dayton 24/7 Now. And please, please, please use the hashtag Thursday Night Lights.
I think this is quarterback keep. Empty.
Definitely.
They're going to wrap that H-back around.
Oh, there's that jet sweep action.
With the quarterback.
He's going to keep it. Bouncing it to the outside, and he's got some space. What vision by Talon Fisher. He's got one man to beat. Great play right there by the Wayne defender, but not until Talon scores about 40 yards for himself. Josiah Williams-West pushing the quarterback out of bounds there after a huge gain. One of their biggest plays of the quarter. That jet sweep.
Look at him just pull away. Had him in the backfield. Had him for a 5-yard gain. Had him for a 10-yard gain.
3 tackles broken by Talon Fisher.
Yards after catch or yards after contact. You know something I didn't get to finish earlier? I was talking about Coach Krause's family. I mentioned Haley. I mentioned Hunter, who's coaching for him now. Hayde is another one of his sons. He's a college swimmer in grad school out of Oregon. But Henley, she's a senior here. She's going on a volleyball scholarship to Ashland. When Coach Krause was talking about her, his eyes lit up. He goes, Coach, I got to tell you about my daughter. She's going to Ashland on a scholarship. Oh, he just lights up. So wife Denise, Coach Krause, great family. What's with all the H's in the first names?
I don't know. He said it, but he didn't mean to start the trend. But once it got going, he couldn't stop it.
Haley, Hunter, Hayden, Henley. Coach, both these guys are Dina students. Right. So they have interaction with the entire student bodies. Coach Krause is head track coach. Dina students, they really have interaction with the student body. You're talking about 2 character coaches. I love both these guys.
If Henley's an athlete like her brother, she is going to be unstoppable on that volleyball court as Talon takes the snap. Another QB keeper around the outside to the right, running over his own blocker, running over the Wayne defenders. No one can bring the guy down until he reaches the 14-yard line. Talon Fisher putting the team and Wayne's team on his back as he enters the Donato's delivery zone. Donato's Pizza, a great call for after the game. Order online for pickup or delivery at donatos.com. Every piece is important.
Oh, he's so strong. He's just so strong. Hey, that was 20. Caleb Burke coming in. That's the firefighter. one of Joey Meyer's firefighters. He's going to contribute to society. He'll be on the Hugh Myers Fire Department soon. Joey Meyer does a great job with that program out there.
If you're Wayne, you've got to buckle down. You've got your backs against your own end zone. You haven't been able to tackle Talon Fisher all possession, and you cannot give up 7 here. High snap. Talon's going to keep it anyway up the middle. 3 Wayne defenders all over him, and they'll finally bring him down after about 2 or 3 yards pickup from Fisher.
Hey, Andre, if I told you before the game, 4 minutes to go, key possession. Fairfield scores, it's over. Wayne has to hold it. You think that'll be enough in the 28-20? Would you have predicted that kind of game?
I would have, because these are 2 teams. I figured we weren't going to have a blowout. I figured we weren't going to have a 10-3 ball game. These are teams that can pack that scoreboard, and they've done that so far. Great job by both teams. Wayne huddled up, really talking to their defense. They're telling them it doesn't matter what happened in the first 50 yards. What matters is these last 11 yards. You make a stand here, you can force them to kick a field goal. Worst case scenario, you're down 7. He could miss the field goal. You have a chance to go on a game-winning drive.
See all those former Division I players for Wayne over there, all the Wayne guys. They're a family out there in Wayne. all those guys. Oh, yeah. All Braxton Miller. The Landers, the big nose guard from Ohio State. Now, they're a family out there at Wayne.
Josh Myers, he's with the Green Bay Packers right now. He was praised by MVP Aaron Rodgers just last summer. Tonight, after Premier Health Thursday Night Lights presented by Cincinnati Toyota Dealers, watch Dayton 24/7 now. News at 11 on ABC and get connected. Plenty of news. You see Adam Arrow and Megan O'Rourke right there.
Fisher and a quarterback wrap.
Got to be, and they move the back.
Still Fisher.
It's a read option. They give it to the back. Wayne was all over Talon Fisher on that read option, so he handed it off to Justice Fataki.
Here we go.
3rd down.
Hold here, and they got to kick a field goal. Bivens is in.
Here we go.
33. Here comes the big boy, 33. They're going to go with that wham formation and then run to the short side. I think that's their game plan.
Yep, every time Bivens has been in the game, they're giving him the hand up off the middle, and he loves contact. He's been able to run through tacklers. He got the touchdown in the first quarter. He led to the touchdown, the second touchdown. He actually got to the goal line and fumbled it, but the offensive line was able to fall on the ball there. And it's going to be, looks like, in the hands of KB Bivens, the linebacker.
Going to take a timeout. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, timeout. Ooh, Coach Krause almost missed it. Don't do that, Coach.
Timeout.
3:27.
Fairfield. That's their second. Each team has 1 remaining.
Okay.
Well, we got to get, you know what, they're going to bring 33 in the game. That's that big 6'5", 265 defensive tackle. I think they're going to go wham right, and everything says you put all 4 big guys over there to the right. But they've been going back to the left with Bivens. Let's see if they've done it every time they've been in close. Let's see if they do it. It'll be hard to take that ball out of Talon Fisher's hand. Talon Fisher, he's been running over people.
Me personally, I would keep it in his hands. You mentioned James Thomas, big number 33. He's had a big impact on both sides of the ball. KB Bivens has a touchdown to his name in this game. But Talon Fisher's the one who's over 100 yards. I would roll him out, and it's easy to get so caught up in what he's doing on the ground. The guy can still throw too. You roll him to the left, maybe sneak somebody around the back of that end zone. You could have 6 points here.
Absolutely. Coach Meeks has got his arms folded.
Oh, he lost the lollipop for the first time in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, that must mean it's winning time. It's serious now.
Coach Krause, he's proud of that volleyball player, senior daughter. Here we go.
3rd and 4, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game.
No, it's not Wham. It's trip.
Shotgun.
Empty. Oh, this is Fisher all
Talon
the way.
Fisher.
This is Fisher.
Bringing Jordan Jackson in the backfield.
This is Fisher.
They're going to fake it to Jordan. They're going to give it to Jordan, who bounces it to the outside. No one can stop him. The West Virginia University commit potentially putting a ribbon on this Thursday Night Lights opener. This touchdown brought to you by Donatos. The student section loves it. His teammate loves it. 34-24 Fairfield after the West Virginia commit runs it in for the score.
Oh, boy. What a play.
And we saw them run that exact same look from the other side of the field last time. Motion it back into the backfield. Run the read. The defense sticks on Talon. Jordan bounces it to the outside, and he's able to get it into the end zone. Wow.
Yeah.
And now it's up to the kicker to make this an 11-point game. Splitting the uprights again, 35-24. And now you're in a real tough position if you're the Wayne Warriors. Defense
nice block
to
by
make
54 over there. Good block by 54.
Offensive line forcing everybody to the inside. Jordan bouncing it to the outside and using that speed we've been talking about all day to put his team up 2 possessions late in this tight game.
Did you notice Padilha's in there on the right side of the line? He had that devoured. Right. So it's a good thing they didn't run right. They ran left away from the big Ohio State player.
Yeah, that's always going to be a good bet because Padilla is a huge guy.
Oh, he had that right side just totally blowing up.
And that's a great play call by Coach. You've been utilizing Talon Fisher all drive. He's been unstoppable. But for the last 2 plays of the drive, you go to the running back. You essentially use Talon as a decoy to create space for your back.
Yep. I got a prediction for you. Both these teams are going to go deep in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
I think there might even be a rematch.
Oh, that would be exciting.
Yeah, a rematch. And there's Coach Tyree Kendall, a Michigan Wolverine, former Michigan Wolverine, great player.
So now if you're on that Wayne sideline, what do you tell your team? Because obviously these guys, they're still young. You don't want them to get to a point where they're thinking too far ahead of themselves.
Yeah, just fight. It ain't over till it's over.
This kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. As Fairfield gets ready to boot this one deep to R.J. Mutes. Another squib kick. We've seen them have issues with that today. R.J. falling on it.
That's a weapon. That is a weapon.
The kicker's done a great job placing that in this game.
And you say,
well,
how come they don't practice hard against it? They did. It's just when that ball bounces on the turf, it's just hard to handle.
And that's been essentially the difference maker in this game because you remember earlier in this game, Fairfield scored on a 60-yard. Wow.
Yeah.
Great job by Zachariah Williams staying aware and falling on it. But Fairfield scored on a 60-yard pass earlier in this game. And then on the ensuing kickoff right after, that kickoff gets muffed. Fairfield gets the ball at the 5, scores it again right after.
And Difference in the game.
Wayne talked about playing mistake-free football and being able to capitalize off of mistakes. And, Coach, when you got 2 top-tier teams, that's what it comes down to. Who's going to make the first mistake and who can capitalize off of it? 1st and 10 from the 23. Tyrell Lewis. He's got some work to do. Getting the snap, dropping back. Oh, a stop-and-go route from his wide receiver, but Fairfield covered it great.
Hey, you notice something? They got Johnson on Mukes now.
Yep.
I was waiting for that.
Yep, I was just about to ask
they weren't going to let Mukes run free all night.
At this point, Mukes has over 100 receiving yards, and you got to put your best, and that's what Johnson wants. Josiah Jackson, he wants that challenge. He wants Mukes. He wants best corner versus best receiver. So you see they haven't gone to the left side all day because Jackson's been over there, and they go to the wide receiver.
Mukes wants it too. Mukes says, give it to me.
Definitely. This is one of the best matchups that we could possibly have. You've got the running back, but he's forced to his left, still keeping his eyes upfield. Not much. You got to throw that ball away. He fumbles it. Man. Huge mistake. Fairfield walks that one into the end zone. And, guys, that's going to be all she wrote. Huge play by the Fairfield defense. We talk about Tyrell Lewis. He's done so much good today. He's still a young player, and that's a young player mistake right there. Sometimes you got to know when the ride is over, and he tried to do a little too much there. He should have just thrown it away. But great job on Fairfield capitalizing, getting another touchdown.
Especially with the new rule where you're allowed to throw it away when you're out of the pocket.
Right.
He's trying to make a play, though. We got 2 minutes, 52 seconds. What do I got to lose? I only got so many plays. He's trying to make a play.
That's true, and like you said, that's not something you want to coach out of him. That's what makes Tyrell Lewis a special quarterback, and we've seen him in that situation tonight. Yep. We've seen him improvise, and we've seen him make so many good plays, ad-libbing. There it just didn't work out, but he's a talented player. He's got a great arm. He's had a great game today. No reason to hang his head.
No.
Oh, they're running a fake field goal there. Talon rolling out, throwing it behind KV Bigvins. Can't come up with the one-handed grab. Fairfield found a little trickeration late in this game. As you take a look at Tyrell Lewis on the sidelines. just trying to make something happen here, and he does a great job of always keeping his eyes up, looking for his receiver, but a great job by Josh Maupin, the senior defensive lineman, 6'3", 255 pounds, not giving up on the play, chasing him down, tripping him up, and you see Amir Rogers with the scoop and score to put this game out of reach for the Fairfield Indians. A great showing in week 1. Defense making plays, special teams making plays, Tyler Fisher in the offense making plays. 41 points on the scoreboard at home, week 1 of Thursday Night Lights against the Wayne Warriors.
You know, I know Coach Mutes doesn't want to hear this, but his kids have played their hearts out, and they're going to be a better team because of this. Absolutely. They could have opened up with a cupcake and rolled all over them, and this, that, and everything. They came and traveled into Fairfield. Now, not Fairfield at home. There's Coach Krause. He's happy. He's a veteran. He's been around. He says, you know, we're going to move up in the state rankings now. You know,
that's what they wanted.
Move up. Yep.
They took it a little personally.
Number 7 beat number 5, and some big plays. He's happy. He's veteran.
You saw it on the meeting room, on the door of the meeting room. They had posted the state rankings.
Yes,
Wayne at number 5 was in big, bold letters, underlined and highlighted as we get to this kickoff brought to you by Wright and Schulte. They took it personally that Wayne was ranked ahead of them. As they get another squid kick, R.J. Mutes able to find some room around the right before being brought down around the 40-yard line.
You know one thing now, rally around your quarterback. You know, he's had a great game. He just had a bad play. Pick him up, guys. Pick him up. Have a play. Let's finish on a touchdown for Wayne.
Absolutely. You saw Devin Schulte, the DB, a junior on this team. And you haven't seen
number 17 in the receiving team.
Holding.
That'll be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
That'll bring this one back a little further, but you saw Devin Schulte, the junior on this team. I saw him after that play that led to the touchdown by Tyrell Lewis. He put his arm around his quarterback. I don't know what he was telling him, but if I had to guess, it's keep your head up. You've done some great things today. You've made some great plays. You've shown everybody what you can do. You're young. You're going to make mistakes. Learn from that. Tyrell Lewis is back on the field. I want to see him air it out. I want to see him bounce back from that because this is a kid with a bright future.
Throw it to Mutes. Let Mutes and Johnson battle a little bit. Give the fans a show.
Give them what they want to see, Coach.
Yeah.
Mutes on the 25-yard line on the stop route, but he's looking to the other side. Tyrell Lewis delivering a dime to Destin Ard all the way down to the 43-yard line.
You know a little bit about Justin Padilla going to Ohio State. He's a state runner-up and heavyweight wrestler. His brother was a state champion heavyweight wrestler. His brother's wrestling at Ohio University right now. And his brother Jacob, I'm going to talk after this play about his dad. Oh, his dad's a tough guy.
Tyrell Lewis. Giving a handoff to Zachariah Williams up the middle. A big gain getting to the other side of the 40. From one 43-yard line to the other. Big run by the Warriors. But they are also a big fisher, Coach.
What's that? Oh, he likes fishing. Yeah. His state heavyweight wrestling champ. But he's not going to wrestle. He's going to go to Ohio State early. Try and do good ball and spin ball. His dad played 99. One of those great teams for Mike Snyder.
Another handoff.
There we go.
Zachariah Williams up the gut. Getting brought down around the 34-yard line. Big game for him in his first game as a running back after playing for so many years on the defense.
Yeah. But Papa Padilla played for Mike Snyder, 99. My Middies played him in the playoffs.
How'd that go?
I got to admit the Middies won.
Lewis in the shotgun, 1:43 on the clock. Dropping back, he's looking deep, he's scrambling forward, keeping his eyes up, and it looks like he's just going to keep this one.
Get out of bounds.
Get out of bounds, get the yardage. Good decision by Tyrell Lewis. And you see his learning. Last time in that situation, he scrambled back, he turned his back on the defense. This time he stepped up in the pocket, kept his eyes up, and when it wasn't there, he just took off and got out of bounds.
There's Padilla protecting him.
Great job there by Tomas, our cameraman, always on the shot, doing a great job down there on the field. Wayne, minute 35 left in this game. They're down 17. Tyrell Lewis scrambling right. He's got his eyes deep. Just going to go ahead and throw that one away.
That's the new rule. He's allowed to ground it. Throw it away.
A minute 28 on the clock. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Warriors from the 26-yard line.
55, Evan Tagesdown, center, 6'5", 290, going to QC, play for Coach Fickle. He's a beast. He's going to have a great career. They just keep producing. And look at all these freshmen and sophomores at Wayne.
That's the tradition, you know, as one group leaves, as you lose an Evan Tedesco, you lose a Josh Padilla. Last year, you lose an Emil Wagner. A new crop of young guys come in and step in and continue to build on that program. Heat coming from Fairfield. Lewis scrambling right, letting it go over the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Kieran Love. They love that play from the senior safety. And that's going to put a ribbon on this game.
We got a flag holding.
Yeah, we've got some laundry on the field.
All right, take a knee. Coach Dawson, take a knee.
During the play, hold, number 60, the offense. That penalty is declined. First down.
They've earned that trophy. They've earned that trophy.
They definitely have a great game.
Thursday Night Light trophy. They've earned it.
Great game in all aspects from the Fairfield Indians, getting it done offensively, defensively, making big special teams plays. Fairfield earning a big Week 1 win.
We got finished with my negotiations to keep you here in Dayton, my friend. I'm going to miss you. You are a class act. And,
Thank you.
I think I can speak for all the high school coaches in town. You have earned their respect. And, hey, if you ever get tired of New Orleans, come on back home.
Oh, definitely. I have loved my 2 years in Dayton. I've covered some great teams, met some great people, some great kids, some great coaches, covered some great football. And, of course, it's always a blast working with you, Coach Place. You are a football encyclopedia. You make this job real easy. I toss it to you, and you take it off and do your thing.
We've had fun. What a ball game. It has lived up to its advertisements.
We get to our play of the game, the one that just happened late in the fourth quarter. Tyrell Lewis scrambling around looking for any and everybody, but it's Josh Maupin on the sack. It's Amir Rogers on the scoop and score. That one putting this game out of hand, 41-24. Fairfield wrapping the game up, getting our trophy in Week 1 of Thursday Night Lights.
Hey, we got a good one next week. 2 good programs, Eden and Shawnee. Oh, yeah, we go north of town for that one. That'll be a good one.
Eden, one of the best teams in their division last year.
Coach Davis really got to turn around. Boy, the student body's going nuts here.
Absolutely.
Packed house.
You see Tyler Fisher there.
Wayne will be back. Wayne will be back. Coach Mutz will get him back. A.J. Lash will get him back.
Oh, yeah. You know, you don't come away with the win in the first game of the season, but you can have a lot of good takeaways here. R.J. Mutz was phenomenal tonight. He was able to get behind the defense multiple times. You saw a lot of good from Tyrell Lewis. A lot he could still learn from. But as a sophomore, remember, this kid, he's about 14, 15 years old. He is still a sophomore. He's got a lot of good to do for this Wayne Warrior team. And the goal of this game, Wayne's trying to get ready for that G-Walk gauntlet. Fairfield trying to get ready for that GMC ride that they're going to have to take. And I think both teams did a great job of getting better today, playing some top-tier talent, and, of course, giving us some top-tier football to watch.
I'm happy for Coach Krause. He and I are long. I was friends with his dad.
Right.
I love Rosie. I've known Rosie. We had passing camps. Mike Snyder and Rosie, I remember as a freshman in high school. That's how long I've known. I just love him to death. My heart breaks for you. You'll be back, Rosie. You'll be back.
Absolutely.
Every eye in the program's at Rosie, and he will be the guy to look to. He'll bring him back.
And coming up after this break, we'll have Tage Joshi halftime with the midfield with the winning team for the trophy celebration. We'll be back in a couple minutes. 41-24, the final from Fairfield Stadium. Talon Fisher just named player of the game. I'm going to send it down to Tage Joshi, standing by with the winning team.
All right, Coach. What a big win. What a great victory. What are your first thoughts?
First thoughts, best thing about being 1-0 is now we can be 2-0 next week.
Yes, sir! Like you said, you are 1-0. You won Week 1, so we're going to present your team the Premier Held TNL Championship Trophy. Coach, I want to give you the opportunity. Give us a special shout out for you. Who was the player of the game?
You know what, man? Defense made plays when they had to, crunch time. Offense made plays when they had to. I can't pick one, man. It was a team effort. We ended up, just playing great in the third and fourth quarter. Did what we needed to do, came out on top.
Tell us how you got to that third and fourth quarter. Those great quarters. What led you to that?
Well, I think coming out after the half, we talked about it. We said 3 and out. we'll go score. 3 and out. We scored on the second play, and then we got the ball back on the kickoff. Big, huge play on the kickoff return. Switched it up a little bit, pooched on them. Great pooch kick by Aiden McGuire. We went and got the ball, punched it in. 2 quick scores.
Just like you said, Coach, your kicking was absolutely beautiful tonight. You guys had lots of great special teams plays. How do you keep up this energy going into next week?
Hey, these guys love doing what they do. They love each other. Don't worry, we ain't going to have trouble doing that.
All right, here you go. Here is your team's trophy. All right, Andre, back to you in the broadcast booth.
Thank you, Tage, and you love to see it, the emotion after a big win. Great game by Talon Fisher. Great game by that Fairfield defense. Great game by the whole team in all 3 aspects of the game. Fairfield starting off the season 1-0. Wayne starting off the season with a loss, but a great game by both teams. The Indians taking home that Thursday Night Lights trophy. As we look at the player of the game, Talon Fisher making so many plays tonight, impossible to drag down. We saw so many plays just like this one where multiple guys have their arms wrapped around him, and he is just able to keep those legs churning, get out of danger. You see him here bouncing one to the outside for a huge 45-yard gain. Talon Fisher led this team in carries last year, and judging by this game, he might have a repeat performance, over 100 yards in his first game of the season, but he didn't just get it done on the ground. Talon made some huge plays through the air as well, including a 59-yard pass for a touchdown early in this second half. He is a huge reason why the team was able to win by 17 points. A great performance, and we said they took the fact that Wayne was ranked ahead of them personally. They wanted to come out and show that whoever had them ranked, whether it was Max Preps, whatever the media outlet was that rated them lower than they feel like they were rated, it doesn't matter. They took that personally. They're going to come out on this field, and they showed tonight why they feel like they're one of the best teams in the state. For Andre Johnson, for head coach Jim Place, for Seth Cooper, for Tage Joshi, for all of the incredible staff we had tonight, we're bidding you good night on week 1 of Thursday Night Lights.